I pretty much messed that up. I thought I had plugged everything in. I'm just missing all the audio from everything. That's all. Nothing is working. Nothing is working. Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Sporting a Courtroom Confidential shirt today. Love them. I need to get up. I need to find. What I need to do is I need to get up. I need to find a. It's called a DI box. It's a direct input, and route my audio from this machine through to two. So you guys get to watch me work. It's a good thing it's not No Pants Friday. It's a good thing it's not No Pants Friday. I'm actually wearing shorts today, so you're in luck, or as all YouTube is in luck. While I'm doing that, we are going to be jumping here to Warren County, where the fine people you see here have been summoned to be here. Every single one of them, potential juror. The process is shaping up for a court. We're going to be jumping back there in just a minute. Might go back and catch the replay as well on some of the stuff that happened. A lot of people getting excused. So give me just a minute. Let's see. Let's watch them for a minute, and I'll be in the corner. So you can see me. I'm working. I'm here. Just give me a minute. We'll do all the morning stuff in just a minute. Hang on one second. Thank you, Barb. I love this shirt as well. Okay, I found the DI box. But now I'm missing the cable. If any of you have the 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch audio cable, no? It's not in any of the usual places. Let me look again.
Okay, I believe we had just finished with anyone that had been convicted of a crime, close friend or family member. Was there anybody else? Ms. Is it Ginwright or Ginwright?
It's Ginwright.
Ginwright.
Yes.
Is that something you're comfortable talking about in front of everybody?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother-in-law had been a victim of, she had been held up at gunpoint trying to be a good Samaritan, 79 years old. And,
Oh, wow.
someone asked her to help them in something, so she was robbed at gunpoint. Evidently, this person had already served time.
Wow.
In prison for other crimes. But yeah, luckily she was not hurt, and they did catch the person.
Okay. Is there anything, you said that was your mother-in-law?
That was my mother-in-law.
About how long ago was that?
This was not that long ago. It was maybe during the summer.
Oh, really? Wow, okay. I'm glad she's okay. Is there anything about that experience that you think would affect your ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
I could try it.
Well, let me ask you, because I know you kind of said that before when the judge was asking you. And I know that's kind of everybody's like, I'm going to do my best.
Right, I'll do my best.
Is there anything that's concerning you that you think may sway you either more towards the state or more towards the defense, or you think that it's causing you to say, I'll try, or is that just, you're going to do your best?
I'll do my best.
Okay.
That's probably the best I can say right now.
Okay. All right. Anybody else had a close friend or family member convicted of a crime? See, no one shaking their head. Okay. I want to talk to you about a couple of constitutional safeguards that are put in place to try to help make sure that Mr. Ogletree gets a fair trial.
I found it.
And the first thing that I want to talk about is what's called the presumption of innocence. Probably most people have heard that. Ms. Neal, let me ask you, when you hear that phrase, presumption of innocence, what does that mean to you? Sorry, I know you're like, whoa, now we're getting into the actual question and answer portion.
We're going to come back to this in just a minute.
Sorry for singling you out.
We're going to come back to this in just a little minute. That was live. We've got a couple things to do this morning, which are very, very important to get out of the way. First of all, hanging with Jens, congratulations. The internet is all yours. First in chat. I was a little, I won't say late. I had a delayed start is what we'll say. We'll just be polite there. Delayed start. And that's it. You're going to do great hanging with Jens. Congratulations. All right, let's sing happy birthday to the wonderful folks who are celebrating today or over the weekend. And I'm out of breath. Hang on one second. I've been running all morning trying to get this put together. That one has a hole in it. All right, now we're ready to start. It is jury selection. We're going to be back there in just a little bit. I've got all this saved, so it's not a problem. All right. Whew. Deep breath. Good morning. Welcome. I'll get the audio. I think audio should work now if you do audio commands. No burps. Burps are rude. How rude. Let's do this. Everyone stand up, take a deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with your neighbor, warm up with me if you will. La 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 la. All right, we're ready. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cindy J. Sharon, Happy B. Keenan, Lacey Spano, and last Happy Haunt. Happy birthday to you. First try. Cindy J. Sharon, Happy Feet, Keenan, Lacey Spano, and last Happy Haunt. Happy birthday. There are many wonderful days. Today is your special day. I realize there are a million places you could be and a million people you could have celebrated with. But you chose to be here with us. The privilege, pleasure, the honor, the joy is ours. Hopefully we can turn some of that joy back to you. Make your day a little more special. Begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP, Village Inn, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's House, Andy's Grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. I've boycotted Waffle House for another day or two till they get with the program. Happy birthday to all who are celebrating. Hope this is just a fantastic day. I will have you know that for your birthday, I got a new mic cover. Oh, and it smells good. Doesn't smell like goldfish, which are good, but it's good that this doesn't. I go through a lot of mic covers. I really do. You can never have enough. I think I own 11 now. But there's the discard pile and there's the new pile. I think I only have one new one, so I'll restock. Can't overlook the small things. It makes or breaks the day. Court says stop right there. I'm telling you, I'm a clean person. I want everything to be just clean. All right. Just wash them. I could, but the time it takes to wash them, I think I could spend the $2 or whatever it is to get a new one, and it's about sixes. Just washing them and then have to dry them out completely so it doesn't cause any corrosion in the mic from the moisture from washing it. Anyway, drum solo for the big finish, and then we'll get back to court. Beautiful. Let me tell you about my weekend, just briefly, as court's just asking jurors a couple questions. This little device right here.
You look good.
which I think I can turn on and even turn the light. This little device saved my bacon this weekend. It is a decibel meter. And if I talk loud, hey, 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 see, it goes up to 71. And if I talk quietly, it goes down in the 30s. This tells me how loud everything is, right? So I'm doing my gig over this weekend. And this is the gig where I called them a month and a half ago and said, hey, fix your sound system. It doesn't work. The back half of the room, for the 400 people on that side of the house, can't hear anything. And the front half is deaf. And the people at the top who are talking in the microphones up on the stage, it's so loud up there, they try to talk quieter. And it makes it worse for the back half of the room who's only hearing the residual sound that's drifting from the other half. And they're like, okay, thank you for telling us. We fixed it. I said, good. So who's going to be there the morning of when I get there on Sunday and just prove to me that they fixed it? Oh, we're going to have this guy. And then as a standby, we've got this other dude. I'm like, great. Got there at 6 a.m. Hauled in all my gear, start setting up, flip on the audio. It is exactly the same. The same problem as last time from over a year ago. Call the first dude. Say, hey, can you fix this? Oh, yeah, let me go. And he's like, it's turned on. I don't know why it's working. We'll have to call the other dude. Calls the second guy. I'm busy. I'm setting everything up. Video cameras, audio cables. We've got translation stuff we're working on and different screens and concourse. We're doing all this stuff. Wireless projectors. We got everything going. We've got, a special guest soloist on a viola that's playing something. So we've got all this going up, and the whole time I'm fighting with this guy, the second guy comes in, and he's like, oh, yeah, let me see if I can turn it on, see if we can fix it. And he just cranks it up so loud that it just makes noise, and he turns back down. It's like, oh, I don't know what it is. I'm like, call the third guy. Call your boss. Well, he doesn't work today. Call him. He's working now. And so we call him and get him to come, and he's like, well, yeah, whatever. And he bustles around. He's like, if you just talk louder in the mic, it fixes it. I'm like, you can't do that. I can't make everybody who's talking just yell right into the microphone and deafen the people up front. And he's like, well, it's your sound system. If you only had a high pass cutoff and all this, it's like, it's not that. It's not that. And I explained to it, and he's like, well, this sounds good to me. And he leaves. And so I start getting texts from people on the back half of the room saying, can you turn up the sound? It's hard to hear. I'm like, I know. Use this little device. Show's going. We're live. Okay, we're streaming live to the web, to all over parts yonder and unknown. Cameras are hot, mics are hot. We're mixing things. I'm running presentations on projectors and everything, and I tell my helper, the guy I hired to help me, I say, go get the guy, bring him here. I want him to sit right where I am and have him listen, because he knows audio. He'll know that this is not right. We're not getting any sound on this half of the room. These speakers are not working. And so we go and get him. He's all huffing and puffing. He comes in. I said, look, I realize you might not do anything right now, but before we come back here in 6 months to do this again, you need to fix this. Can you tell the problem? You can't hear jack squat here, and the people up there are covering their ears because it's too loud. He's like, oh, these speakers aren't on. As if it just dawned on him. It's the guy I talked to a month and a half ago saying these speakers aren't on. These speakers aren't on. Let me go plug them in. He goes back there. 20 seconds later, plugs in the speakers. Boom! We've got sound. Full room filling sound. Just beautiful, beautiful sound. He says, sorry. Sorry. But I had to prove him on this that we've got it, that we had the sound on the back half of the room. Okay, when I'm quiet in my room, it's 30 decibels. The sound on the back of the room when people are there, it's about 40, 45. And when the sound system was on, people were talking in the back of the room, you could hear about 50 decibels of sound. So if one person talked on the back half of the room, you couldn't hear the speaker. It was bad. Anyway. All right, so that was my no, that's not it. Wait, there's more. Here's where I screwed up big time. And then we'll go to court, I promise. Here's where I screwed up. The big wig, the big boss that was in charge, the MC, He's up there. We've got problems with the lecture, and I've got changed wireless mics, changed mic holders, everything. And it's all working. And he's up there, and he talks quietly, and he takes off his glasses, and he puts them on the podium. And he talks, and then other people talk, and another dude that's flown in from, like, I don't know, the other side of the state gets up, and he's wearing glasses as well, and he talks, and he leaves, and we're cleaning everything up, and I'm getting my mic off the podium. Everyone's gone, like the room's empty. And I see these glasses on the podium. I'm like, oh, great, somebody left their glasses. I'm thinking, I don't remember who it was. It's so far away, I couldn't see myself. And I ask a couple people who are out, like, just leaving the building. I'm like, hey, was this the dude from the other side of the state? Were these his glasses? And they're like, yeah, those look like his. Let's grab these people. They're driving there right now because he's left a long time ago. Grab these people. They'll take the glasses, and they'll meet him on the other side of the state and drop him off. I'm like, whew, crisis averted. And I had texted like 4 people about, are these your glasses? These are glasses. No response before I'd done this. And they get the glasses, take off in the car, start driving across the state. And then a text back from the big dude, the MC. He's like, yeah, those are mine. I'm just down the hall. We'll be right back. I'm like, sorry, but I just shipped them to Western North Carolina. I'm sorry. I just gave your glasses away. Oh, man. So he's like, don't worry. They were cheap readers. I'll just buy another set. He says they're $2 readers. Anyway, that was my day. Let's go to court,
Nobody
shall we?
Disagrees with that.
I do. What was the question?
Nobody
I'm sorry.
raising their hands.
Okay,
Perfect.
good.
Let's talk a little bit about jury duty. Jury duty is best summed up, I think, in kind of a 2-step process.
Yeah.
Your first job, number 1 job in this case, is going to be, you will be the ones that decide what the facts are in this case. And you're going to do that by listening to the witnesses that come in and testify from the witness chair, and you're going to do that from looking at all of the evidence. But that's your first job, is to decide what are the facts. Based on everything that's been presented in court, what do I believe the facts are? What do I believe the story is that happened in this case? So that's job 1. And then job 2 is, you have to apply those facts that you all agree on to the law that the judge gives you.
Okay, well, he's explaining the things we already know to the jury. Let me explain a little bit. I'm not sure if this is defense. I think it's defense attorney, possibly. It might be Andrew Brenner or Stephen Nippen, prosecutor. This is a case of, obviously, our favorite court here, Warren County, is against James Ogletree, who's charged with murder, felonious assault, and aggravated robbery. We know already that we're going to hear from possibly some inmates in this case. It's going to be a little spicy. It's going to be a little fun. It might take about a week for this court, but it is a murder trial. It is a jury trial, and it is fully televised, and we have pretty good audio throughout, although not the best of video, but pretty good. Jennifer Juniper, finally an OG. I have to say it twice. Welcome, Jennifer Juniper. Welcome to the gallery. 20 months. DSN, another OG member for 31 months. Thanks for the membership and gifted 5 in return. Thank you, DSN. Thank you for your support. Wouldn't be the same without you here. Selena K comes in with a trio info, please. Info, please. Trio? This one? We'll talk about it here in just a second. Kelly, member for 26 months. Thank you for all you do, Kelly. Another OG. Thank you for all you do as well. Laura Michelle, member for 5 months. Thanks for keeping me around, DSN. Obviously, the target of a gifted membership. Bravo Chick, member for 23 months. OG. 23 months. Whoop, whoop. 1 more month until that new color courthouse. It's going to be pink. It's going to look great. Like Sevens, who is a member for 33 months. 7, I believe, if not the first, one of the first 5 members on the channel. This view from Waffle House rooftop is great. Thanks, RA. I won't ask what you're doing up there. OG. Thank you. WeBug member for 17 months. I think you've been here longer. Yep. OG. Prayers for Michigan, much longer than 17 months, and enjoyed every minute of it. Oh, my heart breaks for the church up there. That is heartbreaking. Guys, we need to be better. I realize mental illness played a role in that one, but man, North Carolina has been on the map as well for the same reason. Just terrible. Hearts go out to them. Kelly H., happy Monday. Thank you very much, Kelly. Appreciate you for the super chat and for your support. Makes it all possible. Now let's jump back to court.
Prison or know someone who has worked in a prison?
Do you know anyone who's worked in a prison?
Ms. Brown, is that right? Do you mind, who are we talking about?
My husband.
Oh, okay. Judge, are you comfortable if we have this conversation?
Sidebar?
Do you mind coming up to a
Okay,
sidebar, ma'am?
We'll go private. We'll go private. This judge is really good about doing sidebars where he turns off the camera and the mic like this. 3, 2, 1. Yep, there we go. This is Warren County. We're in Michigan. Where's Warren County? Somebody tell me. I think we're in Michigan. Co-defendant in this case has already been tried and found not guilty of all charges. So this is round 2 on the other defendant. We'll see if this works. A good omen, though. I mean, if all the evidence is the same and they don't have anything to pin it on him. We're in Ohio. Okay, sorry. Everyone said Ohio, and I'm saying Michigan, because we were talking about Michigan. We need help for our veterans, too. 100%. This judge earlier today, there's a gentleman who stood up, and he's like, hey, I should tell you as a potential juror, I have worked as, I've got this relative who works in law enforcement, and the judge's like, stop. You were in the service, weren't you? And he said, I was. He says, first of all, thank you for your service. I have a ton of respect for that. Can we come up sidebar and we'll talk about it? And just like, that's awesome. He wasn't like saying, hey, I served in the military, but the judge knew it and stopped and recognized him. And that was cool. And he dismissed him. All right, speaking of Ohio, there is a Warren, Michigan, just not Warren County. Okay. It's all right. We'll be back. We'll be back in just a minute when the sidebar is over. Okay. I will tell you a little bit. Today, we're going to challenge some of our traditions a little bit. We're going to challenge a few traditions, specifically when it comes to what we expect.
Hush! Now I'm trying to have court. Don't raise your voice.
I apologize, Judge Clark. I didn't realize. What we expect regarding jury service and anonymity. Anonymous jury service is not listed in our Constitution. You're not going to find it. It's not there. You'll find it most commonly in individual court rules, which are set by the local judge at their convenience. And some courts have it and some courts don't. This court names all the jurors and shows most of the jurors. If they had more cameras, they would show all the jurors. That's just how they do it. And it's cool. It's cool. It's the process. And yeah, it sucks to have to be on a jury and have people know your name, but that's really the way it is everywhere. The people who are most likely able to recognize you and find out who you are or know you and know that you were serving on the jury are able to walk into court any day of the week and watch you as you sit on the jury and say, oh, I know that dude. It's how it is. It's open to the public, and the jury is not shielded from the gallery in any way. So we're going to hear a little bit about that today. So when you hear about that, that's why. All right. Welcome, Greeners. Good to have you here. Good morning. This is a murder trial. There's our defendant.
Okay. Is there anyone else who knows somebody that worked in prison? It is Ms. Sawtell. Let me ask you first, who is that person?
My mom.
Okay, then we're probably going to need you to step up.
Step right up.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
Now, this sidebar, part of this is to make the juror themselves comfortable in sharing information. And part of it, when you're talking about other people in law enforcement, especially in corrections, is to protect the person who's serving in corrections and law enforcement. They don't like, inmates necessarily finding out who they are and where they live and who they're related to. There's some safety issues there, so that's why we go sidebar for those. My string shooter and alien ship or whatever it is came in the mail, says Mel. Hopefully the B-Day girl likes them. I had so much fun with that. I was playing with it this morning when I was supposed to be getting ready. Let's see. The string shooters are a big hit. You're going to be a high caliber gifter for life. They are so much fun. There are 2 strings in the packet that I had that sort of glow in the dark, and some of them have just glow under black light, which was included on the one I bought.
Anyone else? Mr. Groover.
Yeah, I have a cousin
Are you close to that cousin?
I'm not.
Okay. Does he, I assume he doesn't talk to you much about where he works then or what he does?
No, sir.
And where exactly does he work?
Erie County, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I assume
Erie,
nothing
PA.
about that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial?
Correct.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Does anyone have a close friend or family member who's ever served time in prison? Anyone have a close friend or family member who has served time? Is that the situation we discussed earlier?
Yes.
Okay. Don't need any further explanation. Thank you very much, though, for raising your hand. Anyone else? I see no one shaking their head. Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Sawtelle, let me ask you, since this incident happened at a prison, who do you think the majority of the state's witnesses are going to be?
Prison,
Prison, right? Prison staff and perhaps other inmates.
correct.
And can you think of any reasons why inmates may not want to come in to a courtroom and testify against another inmate?
Yes.
And what would be some of those reasons that
I
you can think
think
of?
that they could be fearful
Okay.
to go back to prison if they're testifying.
Fearful of retribution or revenge, anything like that? Okay. Ms. Ginwright, do you agree with that?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
they would be fearful.
Does everyone understand, as the state of Ohio, we don't get to pick where the crime occurs or who our witnesses are going to be?
That was
Only
the
the perpetrator of the offense gets to choose that. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. At this point, you know that this occurred in a prison, and you know that the defendant has been charged with murder. I'll tell you that if you were to be selected to serve as a juror in this case, you're going to have to look at some photographs. And those photographs are going to depict a pretty brutal assault. And that there's going to be significant injuries that you're going to have to look at, and there's going to also be autopsy photos that you're going to have to look at. I understand that nobody enjoys looking at those types of photographs.
We might see some of
But
those.
at least for a little bit of time while the testimony is being presented, you would need to be able to look at the photograph or the images and listen to the testimony as it relates to that. Is there anybody here that thinks, because of a squeamish stomach or they just know their personality, that thinks that they would be unable to sit and listen to that type of evidence in this case? Does anybody feel that way?
Definitely.
Ms. Ginwright, do you think, so let me ask you, because we are going to have a coroner who's going to testify and go through a lot of photographs, and then there's also scene photographs that are going to depict, like I said, a pretty brutal assault. Is it just that you understandably would be uncomfortable doing that, or you don't think that you'd be able to listen to the evidence or to the testimony and look at the pictures because it might make you sick or squeamish?
Yeah, as far as looking at pictures and stuff, I don't think I could, yeah.
It's difficult, I understand
Yeah.
that. Nobody wants to do it, but it would be a necessary part if you were picked as a juror. And so are you saying that you couldn't do it?
I don't think I could.
I don't think I could, was her answer. Judge?
Approach.
All they can do here is do the test, where they have a picture in a barf bag, and they're like, well, let's see how it goes with. No, just kidding. They don't do that. They don't do that. The issue at play here is if someone is not able to view the evidence, the images, they don't see all the evidence. So if they, it would be sort of funny, but not funny if they do have like sample pictures. Well, what about this one? What's your limit? If they're not able to view the evidence, how can they make a decision without seeing all the evidence? It wouldn't be fair to the defendant to have a juror who intentionally shut their eyes or refused to take in evidence in the case. So this is a way to avoid jury service, possibly in a legal manner, but the judge is probably going to ask some questions to get to the depth of this and say, is this you will become physically sick and you'll be unable to proceed, or you'll just feel uncomfortable, because we all feel uncomfortable. And then depending on the responses that they get back, they may excuse her, as I have been excusing people all morning. There will be some photos. Yeah, I think this court will show us everything. So just be aware of that. We might cut away from some, but we don't get any advanced notice of what is about to be shown. Attorney currently speaking with the jury pool is prosecutor Stephen Nippen. What's your limit? Yeah, on a scale of. Yeah, I wasn't even going to do the scale, 1 to 10. For a heads up, in the case of the co-defendant, there were certain photos you may want to pan away from when the time comes. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. We can go widescreen. I'll have them on my small screen. It'll go like this, right? I'll put them on that screen, and then you'll be here, so you could see it here if you wanted to, which pretty much shows you the whole image with a little microphone in the way, but at least it's smaller and puts it out of sight, out of mind a little bit. I keep going out of focus. That's because I'm moving. And I've got my f-stop just cranked. Tell you what, that gives me a deeper depth of field. Should be more in focus the whole way. Irish Princess, thank you for that. Do they want to pay for a lifetime of PTSD therapy? I know this is off topic, but can a mod or put up the birthday link? I've got one in October. I would just want to be ready. Corey, thanks for asking for that. For sure, there it is, just appeared in chat. Evangeline Light, member for 29 months, makes you an OG. My place for the best community mods and, of course, the expert talents of our calming, intelligently kind RA. I love y'all. Evangeline Light, that is super kind and generous. I don't think I deserve all that praise, but I appreciate it anyway. Thank you. Did these charges happen while he was incarcerated? Yes. It really, when you think about it, it really does limit what you can do to cover up a crime, right? If you commit it inside a facility that you can't leave. Okay, it's not like you can run and hide and hope that time will hide and no one's going to know, right? Who's going to know? No one will find the body. That's what the last guy said. No one will find who's going to come looking for her? That's what he said. Well, the guards come around on a regular basis, and anything that happens is going to happen and be found out pretty quick, and a lot of it might even happen on camera. So there's going to be things. Let's see. When my daughter was in photography school, we went out in the woods where there were old barrels all around. She said to me, "Is there a body out here? I'm taking pictures before we call 911. If there's a body, I'm taking pictures." Oh, man. I guess you'd call that a still life, right? No, just kidding. Sorry, that was a poor attempt at humor. Francis Fitzgerald, member for 15 months. Love hanging with you and while I lurk and crochet. Nicest people on YouTube. Hit the like button, everyone. Thank you, Francis. I appreciate that. We've had 310 of you already click the like button. So feel free to continue. Oh, we're back.
Okay. Trying to look to see where the evidence in this case. Is there anybody else who has a concern about potentially having to look at graphic photographs or hear testimony of that nature? No one else shaking their head? Okay.
I gotta say, today was a good day.
One of the charges, as you've already heard, that
breeders.
the judge has talked about, that the defendant is facing is what's called felony murder. And I want to talk about that just for a second, because when people hear the word murder, a lot of different things can come to mind. Some people think that murder has to be premeditated, meaning it has to be planned out well in advance. And some people think that murder has to be purposeful, meaning that it was their specific intention to kill somebody. And those are two types of murder, but there are several different types of murder in Ohio. And the defendant is not charged with either one of those two types of murder. We're not saying that this was premeditated, and we're not even alleging that this was purposeful. What he's being charged with is what's called felony murder. And for felony murder, that means that the defendant caused the death of another as a proximate result of committing a felony offense of violence. So that means that he caused the death of another as a proximate result of committing a felony offense of violence. And an example that I would give you
Where
for
the guy
that
died.
is if you had two people and one individual stabbed another person in the leg. That's not something that you would think if you stabbed somebody in the leg that they would automatically die from that. And so it wouldn't fit the purposeful murder, it wouldn't fit the premeditated murder. But say you stabbed somebody in the leg and that you hit an artery and that person bled out and that person died as a result of that. Then you would be responsible for what that felony murder, that you committed a felony offense of violence, and as a result of that, that was the proximate cause of the death. So that's, again, that's the charge that the defendant is looking at, is felony murder. Not purposeful murder, not premeditated murder, but that he committed a felony offense of violence and that that resulted in the other person's death. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. The judge will talk to you a lot more at the conclusion of the case about felony murder and the different elements that the state has to prove, but I just want to make sure that no one is going to hold us to that higher standard of trying to prove premeditated murder or purposeful murder. Again, not what the defendant's charged with, only charged with felony murder. Mr. Clifton, are you okay holding us to proving felony murder and not any other type of murder?
Yeah.
And Ms. Ginwright, let me ask you, are you willing, I don't know if you watch Law and Order shows, were you willing to put out any TV definitions of murder that you may have previously heard and just listen to the felony murder instructions that the judge will give you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Miss Chris,
Next, I want to talk to you about the theory of complicity.
28
The
months.
law in
Oh,
Ohio
geez.
says that someone can be guilty of a crime,
Joe,
like
welcome.
felony murder or other felonies, if they helped, encouraged, participated in the act, even if they didn't actually cause the death. And so let me give you a couple of examples of that. Say you have one person that is holding one person down, and while they're being held, another person is punching them in the face repeatedly, and they die as a result of that head injury. Under complicity, both of them would be responsible for that offense because they're acting together. Each one is participating, even though one didn't strike any of the blows to the head, because the other was holding that person down, restraining them, they were supporting, encouraging, assisting the act. And in Ohio, both individuals would be just as responsible for committing that offense. Let me ask Ms. Brown, are you okay with that complicity instruction when you know that two people will be responsible even if one didn't cause the official blow that may have caused the death? Okay. And Mr. Bramlage, are you okay with that? Another example would be the classic bank robbery example, where you have, say, one person goes in, shoots a teller, takes the money, and you have another person that's out in the vehicle as the getaway driver. And as soon as the person shoots the teller and takes the money, they jump in the car, they get in with the getaway driver, and they take off. Again, under Ohio law, each one of them are equally responsible because they were acting together. Does that make sense to everybody? Is there anyone who has an issue with that complicity theory or doesn't think that they would be able to follow those instructions if those are the instructions that the court gives? Does anybody think that they wouldn't be able to follow that?
Pretty clear.
No one's shaking their head. Okay.
Judge is reclining, puts his leg up on the desk. Oh, wait, no, on his knee. I thought he put his feet on the desk.
The other
That would've
thing
been
is
funny.
you're going to hear, along with complicity, that means you're going to hear probably evidence that two people were involved in this. You have the victim and then two people. You had Mr. Ogletree, and you're going to hear evidence of another person named Mr. Cummings. But in this trial, we're only looking at whether Mr. Ogletree is guilty of this offense or not. Mr. Cummings is entitled to a completely separate criminal proceeding, and so you're not deciding the guilt or the innocence of Mr. Cummings. You're only looking at Mr. Ogletree and deciding whether he's guilty or not guilty of these charges. Can everyone agree to do that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm almost finished, Your Honor. I just want to look through a couple of individual questionnaires. Ms. Brown, can I ask you, I know you're a teacher, what do you teach and what grade do you teach?
I teach full-day kindergarten.
Oh my goodness, you must have the patience of a saint.
It's a death in prison, felony murder, felony assault, and ag robbery. Taking that commissary. Little typo, I will fix it. I usually make big typos. James. James is a good name. Was that the only typo? Or was there another one? Thanks.
Okay, we've been talking for a little while now. The judge has been talking for a while. I've been talking to you for a little bit. Is there anything that, as you've been sitting there, you think I want to bring to somebody's attention? No one raising their hands. Is there anybody that as you're sitting there, you think you wouldn't make a particularly good juror for any reason? That you would have a concern that you don't think you would make a very good juror for it could be any number of reasons. Does anybody feel that way? See no one shaking their head. That's all the questions I have. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brenner?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Brandon, this is the defense attorney.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The nice thing, again, my name's Angel Brenner. I'm the defense attorney here. The nice thing about being the defense is we get to go last. You guys have already been asked a ton of questions, so I kind of just get to clean up a little bit. But I did want to follow up
His suit matches the
on a
garbage
couple
can.
of things that Mr. Knippen asked you guys about. So you're going to hear a lot, and I apologize, I'm having a little seasonal allergy issue. I hope I get through today. You're going to hear a lot about beyond a reasonable doubt, right? And the burden of proof. As you sit there today, does everyone here understand that Mr. Ogletree and myself, we could sit at that table and this could be the last word that I say to any of you. And if the state does not prove each and every element of each offense charged, that you legally cannot find Mr. Ogletree guilty. Does everyone understand that?
Yes.
And as part of that, right, I want to thank you guys for being here. I think the judge kind of hinted at this. I mean, the right to a jury trial is enshrined in the Bill of Rights, right? It's enshrined in the Constitution. It's an important and crucial element of our society. And you guys here as the trier of fact, right, are here not only to make sure that the police and then the state does their jobs,
That's the
right?
correct answer.
But to make sure that no one is convicted without the state proving.
Did anyone
again,
else get
beyond
that
a
Sports Center
reasonable
alert?
doubt,
Tell me what it
each
is.
and every element of each offense charge. And I think that's pretty cool. And I again, I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to talk a little bit about the right to remain silent. Right. Now,
He's not going to
Mr.
testify.
Ogletree has the right to testify if he chooses to. But if he does not testify, if he does not say a word throughout this trial, you cannot use the fact that he didn't talk about what happened against him. Mr. Sizemore, do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you have any issue with that?
No.
Does anyone have any issue with that? Right, that the fact the defendant may not testify, may not participate, that is not then indicative that he did something wrong in and of itself without more evidence provided from the state of Ohio, right?
I wouldn't say in and of itself. It's not even supporting evidence.
Along with that,
That's terrible wording.
again, Mr. Knippen talked about direct and circumstantial evidence.
It was
I
terrible.
want to hear both
for a
times
defense
in
attorney.
this case here. And it's up to you, as jurors, to decide what makes sense, what then fits together, so that you can make a logical conclusion based on the evidence that's presented here in court, right? Not stuff that you've seen on TV, right? Not something that you heard one time or whatever. It's entirely based on what you hear and what is presented in the evidence that you're going to hear over the next couple of days. Does anyone have any questions about that?
No, it's quietly whispered.
I'm going to ask a couple of questions, and I want to preface it by saying, I myself, if I was filling out a questionnaire, I would have to check the box. I am close friends or relatives to law enforcement, right? I have law enforcement in my family. And so, I'm not here to, as a defense attorney, to say, oh, the cops are lying or they're out to get people or whatever. I just want to make sure that you as jurors understand that just because someone's law enforcement or a guard or an investigator, right, that does not automatically make them a more credible witness, right? It's entirely based on what they're testifying about and whether you find them to be credible, right? It has nothing to do with their professional capacity. Again, it's all about what they are testifying to. Ms. Brown, do you understand that? And I do want to single you out just really quickly. So you had indicated that
What does
Julie
Brown do?
Kraft kind of in a social baseball kind of. I've had trials with Julie. Have you ever talked about cases or talked about her job or her day-to-day or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Anything
No.
about that relationship that would make you not able to kind of dispassionately and impartially look at a case? Okay. Ms. Sawtelle?
Yes.
I'd like to ask you, do you understand that just because someone is charged with a crime, they are not guilty of anything until the state proves it?
Correct. I do agree with that,
Right?
yes.
Okay. So it doesn't matter,
She's a trial
right,
watcher.
that you're sitting at this table. Because as he sits at that table, he is just as innocent as you or I, right? The state has to prove it. We don't have to prove anything. Now, I'm going to argue, right, and I'm going to present a case, and I'm going to do my job. But even if I didn't, right, they still have to prove it. Right?
Mom read?
And Mr. Knippen hinted at, this case does involve
Any relation?
prison inmates, right? This took place in an institution, right? And Ms. Detweiler,
Yes.
do you understand that just because someone is in prison, right, just because they've previously been convicted of something, that does not then automatically mean, oh, they're guilty of that, they're guilty of this too?
Yes.
Do you understand that, right? The state still has that same burden,
Edith,
right?
good morning,
There's
thank
no
you.
assumption that, hey, because somebody's in prison, that therefore, they did this too, right? They've already done something, so they did this too. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does everyone understand that?
Yes.
Right, the burden of proof is the same, right? The elements of the offenses are the same. The only difference is, one took place in a prison, one might not have, right? But it's the same law, it's the same
One might not
burden
have.
of proof.
Are you insinuating your client might have killed someone outside of prison
And-
already? Is that what you're getting at?
I did want to ask, so I think everyone answered that they do not have any close friends or family members that are currently in prison or have been in prison, with the exception of Mr. Clifton. Does anyone else know anybody that's ever been in prison? Even if it's like a casual, or you work with somebody, you do?
A childhood friend.
Okay, have you talked to them about that experience at
No,
all?
he's since passed away.
Okay.
It's harder to talk that way.
Anything about that relationship that might bias you one way or the other about
No,
stuff in prison?
no.
He actually has.
Has anyone here watched, prison movies or TV shows?
Now the jury knows.
And I have, right? I think probably everyone has. Right? I mean, is there anything? And a couple of you nodded. Miss Greensfelder, I think you
Yes.
nodded, right? Is there anything about what you've seen on TV or movies that kind of has colored your perception of prison or prisoners or what might happen in a prison in
Yeah, I
one
watched-
particular way?
Not really, because a lot of it's made up.
Sure.
It's for entertainment
Right,
purposes.
fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Without direct experience, I wouldn't know.
Okay. And you understand that just because you saw something on TV, right, that's not something that you're going to bring
Correct.
into your experience as a juror, right? And you indicated that you'd been a juror
So it's not
previously.
all like
And
Alcatraz,
it was a criminal case?
Yes.
What kind of case was it?
Azkaban.
It was a police chase
Ooh.
on the highway from Dayton to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Tell me it was a
And
school bus. Please
did you
tell
reach
me
a
it was
verdict
school
in
bus.
that case?
We
Okay.
did.
Was there anything about that case or that experience being a juror that then had, I don't want to do this again, or I'm over it?
It was very insightful to see how the process worked
Sure.
and to make decisions based on just the instructions given in the courtroom.
Oh, she's
without
in.
any outside influence or interpretation that
Okay.
wasn't directed.
She's in.
And Ms.
She
Jinwright,
wants it.
same question for you. You
She
indicated
wants
that you'd been a juror previously.
John,
said
thank
that
you
was
so
in
much for
Montgomery County?
Gifted 5.
How long ago was that?
So long ago.
Adam, you're green again.
Probably over 10 years.
Okay. And that was a criminal case?
It was, well, it was for like drug possession.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was there anything, and did you reach a verdict in that case?
they did.
Was there anything about that experience that then led you, to feel like, hey, I don't want to do this, or, this, I don't like this process, or I don't like this experience?
The pay sucked.
That particular one, no.
Okay.
No? Okay. Alexis, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships as well. You guys are super generous.
Could I have just a moment, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Mr. Brenner,
Yes.
you guys, sorry.
Thanks, Josh. Give me the background on the defendant. You guys are super generous. Way to go. Yeah. I would complain about the food or the pay up front. Because those are two things, well, the pay's not going to change because that's set by legislative rule or something. But the food, they can do a little better on maybe. I mean, I would ask for...
Your Honor, we would pass for cause.
All right, thank you.
I'd ask for like little candy
Thank you,
bars
Mr.
or
Brenner.
something.
Mr. Knippen, does the state have a peremptory challenge?
Your Honor, the state would thank and excuse juror number 6.
No!
All right, Mr. Clifton, you are excused, sir. Thank you for your time this morning.
He was a good guy.
Does the defense have a peremptory challenge?
Your Honor, we would thank and excuse juror number 4.
Ms. Brown, you are excused.
Miss Brown?
Gregory Fullerton.
There goes 6. Greg Fullerton. He just got called up.
Mr. Fullerton, if you'll take chair number 6 up there, the second one in from the left. Not on the next one in.
Mary Beck.
Mr. Fullerton, you served in the U.S. Army, sir. Thank you for your service. You've heard all the
It's
questions that
facts.
were asked this morning. Is there anything you want to bring to the court's attention?
I didn't, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Just,
Well,
I need to, would you like some assistance?
Yeah.
now he hasn't heard anything. I think he's about to be excused. If he needed hearing assistance this whole time and he sat there and has not heard a word that's gone on in court, I'd get him off there and switch to somebody who has listens, who was able to listen.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. First, I want to all start over again. Thank you for your service to our country, serving in the U.S. Army.
Nice.
Is there anything you want to bring to my attention from all the questions that have been asked this morning?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, Mr. Knippen?
Thank you.
Fellow veteran, this judge honors veterans, has the military flags.
Mr.
Behind him
Fullerton,
in
it looks
court
like
for that
from
reason.
your questionnaire you indicated that you do have a close friend or family member in law enforcement?
Yes, I have a nephew that's in law enforcement in Virginia,
Okay.
and I know, I have a close friend, Angela Mustard, of the state of Mason Police. She's the chief, the chief probate officer for the courts in
Okay.
Yeah, he's gone.
Is there anything about either one of those relationships that you think would affect your ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. You are with the Butler County Engineer's Office?
No, I'm retired.
Retired. How long have you been retired?
3 years.
Good for you. Were you able to hear, because I knew we had to put the headphones on, were you able to hear our conversations before about felony murder and
Yeah.
proof beyond a reasonable doubt, all that? You were able
Yeah,
to?
I heard all that.
Okay. Didn't have any questions or concerns?
No,
Is there any reason you think you wouldn't make a particularly good juror for any reason?
no.
Okay. And then Ms. Back, it looks like you served as a juror before, is that right?
Kurt, lead the way.
And
These
when
are
was that?
great.
It was 8 or 10 years ago.
That was here in Warren County?
Yes,
And was that a criminal or civil case?
civil.
Civil?
Ooh, civil jury.
I don't know if you remember what the standard of proof was for that civil case, but on a criminal case, you know that'll be different than what it was for a civil case. Okay. Are you employed or working at all currently?
My husband and I pastor a church is the only thing.
Did you say you and your husband pastor at the church, or just your husband?
Well, he's the pastor, so I'm there.
Okay.
Past your wife.
Which church is that?
Community Haven, Middletown.
All right. Little plug for the church. Go check it out. Yeah, when I wear a cowboy hat.
And again, I know you've heard us talking about a lot of concepts. Was there anything that stood out to you that you thought you had an opinion on, or you would have raised your hand, or you thought would be important for people to know?
No.
Let me ask you, do you want to serve as a juror in this case? Okay. It's okay to be excited. Everyone thinks that the right answer is like, no, I don't want to serve as a juror, but it's okay to be excited about it. That's all right.
Totally excited, but
May have been too strong of a word, huh? I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
Pass.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pass for cause, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Fullerton, Ms. Back, Mr. Knippen already asked you, you got, when you were in the back, you heard all the questions that we asked of the potential jurors, right?
Yes.
Any issue with some of the things I was talking about as regards, burden of proof, reasonable doubt, and the fact that as he sits there right now, my client is not guilty of anything until the state proves it.
Yes, I'm aware of that, yeah.
Okay. Any issue with that?
No,
Okay. What about you, Ms. Back?
I understand.
Okay. Now, Ms. Back, what about the fact that if someone's in prison, does that then automatically make them
Who's stealing the
more
microphone?
likely to be guilty of a subsequent crime?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. The
Someone
state
just stole
still
the
has to prove it, right?
Right.
And just because you committed one crime doesn't mean you're guilty of another crime unless the evidence shows it,
Right.
right?
Right.
And Mr. Fullerton, any issue with that?
no.
Your Honor, I'd pass for cause.
Thank you. Does the state have a peremptory challenge?
Your Honor, state with thank and excuse juror number 5, Mr. Chappie.
Mr. Chappie, you're excused, sir. Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Chappie.
Does the defense have a peremptory challenge?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would thank and excuse juror number 7.
All right. Mr. Groover, you are excused.
Everyone talks too much. So we've got the jury filled, and then you've got the pool of replacements there on camera we can see. As they excuse people, they fill the slots and just ask them questions. They're almost done picking the jury. Yeah, Greeners, I don't know why you weren't picked.
The far right in the front row.
I don't think it matters here. You can go through here if you want. Here.
no easy way to get over there, right?
Turn left, turn right. Oh my gosh.
That's not quite how jury selection is.
Ms. Huddleston, anything you want to bring to the court's attention?
No.
You indicate that you are related to a close friend or someone in law enforcement. Who would that be?
So a good friend of mine's sister is a sheriff, Danielle Deathridge.
In Warren County?
Warren County.
Sheriff's Department is not
Or maybe
involved?
she's not.
Maybe that's a different county.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it's probably, it's fine.
do you have any discussions with her about her duties or her cases or anything that she does in law enforcement?
Every day.
Anything about that relationship that you can't set aside and be fair and impartial?
No.
Yeah.
Ms. Lehman,
And
how are you?
congratulations.
You're good?
Doing okay, I guess.
You want to bring anything to my attention?
Yes, I would like to. You asked in the beginning, some of the other jurors, if there was reason that would cause a conflict with you being here, and I run my own business as a hairdresser. I'm a single mother. I'm the sole source of income. I've got clients that took off work to make their appointments. They're currently waiting to hear back from me of what's going on. My ability to pay my bills depends on me being able to work. I'm a single mother,
Hardship.
so my kids are gonna get off the bus, and I've gotta be able to get them where they need to go. I've got an
Get it.
orthodontist appointment tomorrow.
Say no more.
Cross-country meet right after school. I've gotta be able to work in order to pay my bills, and I'm just really kind of feeling stressed about this whole process here.
Okay.
I also-
Take a breath.
No, it's fine.
I learned, and I'll be very, very frank with you. I learned the very first jury trial I did 9 years ago. One of the first persons that asked to be excused was a hairdresser, and she had clients that were older, and they had their set appointment every week. And I learned right then that hairdressers that's more important than doctors in a lot of cases.
I just feel like I'm impacting people. Other people have taken off
No.
work for their appointments, and I feel like I'm putting them in a lurch, and also I'm trying to make sure I can pay my bills. And it's not like I can just move them to a different day because I've got clients that day, and, so.
I trust me, I learned a valuable lesson that day many years ago. So I'm going to excuse you. Mr.
For
Knippen, does
cause.
the state have an objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brenner?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for your time. You're
Thank you.
excused.
So there's
Very much. I appreciate it.
Brian?
Oh, I guess we're going to like this.
Could you at least leave a card with everybody so they can? Yes. Don't mess with my hair appointment. True crime. I was about to click on your comment. Yes, link it again. Give me a name.
Good morning. How are you? You indicated, well, first off, is there anything you want to bring to my attention?
I feel like my job, and things I've done in my personal life will not make me the best juror for this case.
Okay, well, everybody brings in their own personal experiences, whether it's in the family life, professional life. The key is, can you set those things aside, listen to the evidence that's presented here, and decide this case based solely on the evidence and the instructions of law that I give you? Can you be fair and impartial to both sides?
I'd like to say yes, but I still have a lot of PTSD from my stepmom's death. That was considered we never determined who caused her death. She was killed in a motor vehicle accident on the highway by
Different,
someone else.
Okay.
And it's still like, I still have issues with that.
Okay. All right, so you don't think that you can sit here, and that would bring up too many bad memories and emotions? All right, I intend to excuse you. Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Any-
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, excuse. There's always one seat in the jury box. It happens every trial where I'm running out of room in that seat number 7. Mr. Caldwell, first off, anything you want to bring to my attention?
No.
You indicated that you were a close friend or someone in law enforcement.
Yeah, Voir, police's chief.
Mr. Kilburn?
Yes.
All right. Everybody knows Mr. Kilburn?
Yep.
All right. All right. Is there anything about that relationship that you can't set aside?
No.
You also indicated that you or a family member or close friend's been the victim of a crime.
Yeah, I actually had a home improvement done and paid in full, and he never did finish the job, so.
Okay. Anything about that that you can't set aside?
No.
You also indicated that you'd been convicted of something other than a minor traffic offense.
That I have been?
Yeah.
Just a DUI way
Oh,
back.
okay.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Didn't know how, what the.
No, that's fine. I appreciate your honesty. But you think you can be fair and impartial?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Knippen.
Thank you.
Keeping a list. This is why we like
I know you said DUI was way back.
Oh, yeah, whenever I was 21, so.
Oh, a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, yes.
Nothing about that you think would affect your ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
No.
You obviously, this is, just so you guys know, this is the worst part when we bring up jurors one at a time now, and we've gone through like 40 minutes of asking you guys questions. Now it's like we need to distill it all in this like 1 minute thing of, is there anything else you would have told us during that time? But can you think of, we talked about a lot of concepts, both myself and Mr. Brenner did. Is there anything that you had strong feelings about one way or the other that you wanted to weigh in on or that you thought would be important for us to know?
No, the only other thing is I've had 2 brothers that's been in prison several years ago for drugs.
Okay. Did you ever visit them in prison?
Whenever I was very young, I was in my early childhood, like 8, 9 years old. So.
Okay. Did
And,
they
I've
talk
been
to
there.
you, or have they talked to you about their experiences in prison?
I hardly ever talk to them anymore.
Okay. Anything about that fact that you think would affect your ability to be
There's
fair and
another
impartial in this
ESPN
case?
notice.
Okay.
Happy
Then
birthday
going
to
back
Ridge,
to
born on
Ms.
Friday.
Huddleston. Just because
Happy
I'm
birthday.
curious, it says your occupation is EFDA. What is that?
Expanded Functions Dental Auxiliary. So it's an expanded functions dental auxiliary in the dental field.
Dental assistant.
Doctor preps the tooth, I fill them.
Okay.
Different.
I'm glad I asked. I thought maybe I just wasn't thinking hard enough, but after you said that, I'm like, no, I would have never guessed that.
Not many people do.
Okay. Again, with you, anything that you think would affect your ability to be fair and impartial, or was there any reactions that you had to any of the topics that we talked about that you think would be important for either myself or Mr. Brenner to know?
No.
You're okay serving for 3 days?
I too am a single parent, and it really hurts me missing 3 days of work. If there's any way I could be excused for that, that would be great. Other than that, that's the only thing.
Well, we typically look at it, again, I understand that it causes a hardship for everyone, so that's why I include the word significant hardship. I mean, it's an inconvenience for everybody, it's a hardship for everyone to serve. But again, I don't want to overly burden someone, especially people that are self-employed. So again, I ask you, is it a significant hardship on you?
I mean, I'm the only income in my household. It does kind of put a hurt on me, 3 days.
So you don't get paid for the time that you're not there?
No.
He doesn't want to release her. But you don't cut hair, do you?
You want me to excuse you?
That would be nice if you could.
All right, I'm inclined, I've been doing it so far, so I'm inclined to grant any objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused. Thank you, Ms. Huddleston.
Thank you.
It was a weaker argument.
The judge is going to yell at me for asking that last question. I should have just sat down.
John Haber's here. I'm so sorry if I butchered that name.
Killing someone's name in court is practically murder.
Is it Haberthier?
Haberthier.
Haberthier. Your daughter works for the Warren County Courts?
Yes, sir.
What does she do? Is she at the clerk's office?
Pre-trial investigator.
She's right there. She's
For those of you that don't know, county court is, they have a new building across the parking lot. How long has she been there?
3-4 years.
Okay. And you said a pretrial officer?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is there anything about that that you can't set aside and be fair and impartial in this case?
No, sir.
Okay. So she's dealing with someone prior to them going to trial or entering a plea, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Knippen.
Does she talk to you about some of her cases and the people that she's, no, not at all. Okay. You've heard us talk about a lot of concepts. Is there anything that you had?
Hang on, Mr. Knippen, hang on. You said county court. She's in court services in this building.
She's
Common
in this
police
building.
court.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because county court's a different court.
No, she's in this building.
She's in this building.
Yes, sir.
Now that you said that, I recognize the name.
That's my assistant.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't, I mean, like I said before, Ms. Yazel has served on a jury for me before, so that doesn't automatically exclude her even from serving. But again, you think you can be fair and impartial.
Yes, sir.
Was she, well, approach, please.
Approach. We could go off the record a little bit. Back to private. He's like, oh wait, she works here? Is she in the room now? Do I know? I do know her. So interesting. She's the guy. She's just right there.
All right, again, Mr. Abathier.
Yes, sir.
You think you can be fair and impartial?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Knippen.
No, that's okay.
say
Anything
you
about any of the
think.
concepts we talked
Can.
about that you had a reaction to one way or the other you think would be important for us to know? You're a warehouse manager?
Yes, sir.
I assume in that position sometimes do you have to assess people's credibility?
Actually, I work by myself.
Oh, that's not bad, then.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any reason you don't think you would make a good juror? Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Pass for cause, Your Honor.
Mr. Brenner?
Briefly, Your Honor, thank you. Okay, Mr. Abathier, Mr. Colwell, I know you've kind of already been asked this. Anything that either Mr. Knippen, myself, or the court asked that you would have answered negatively to, or that you feel like makes you, not able to understand kind of the state's burden of proof, right?
Yeah.
The fact that
Have you ever been convicted of a
any
crime?
defendant
I would say no.
is innocent until the elements are proven by the state. Do either of you have any issue with that at all? Do any of you, either of you, feel like because someone's law enforcement, they are automatically more credible as a witness? And Mr. Abathier, I know you've been asked about it, so with your daughter working in this court, do you ever talk to her about her cases or her day or anything like that?
I mean, we don't go into details now.
Okay. Is there anything about that relationship, that kind of biases you one way or the other when it comes to cases in this court?
No.
Either of you gentlemen, I know you had mentioned that in your childhood you knew someone who was in prison. Did either of you know anyone, even casually, that's been in prison? Your Honor, we have passed for cause.
Does the state have a peremptory challenge?
The state would thank and excuse Mr. Fullerton.
Mr. Fullerton, you're excused. Thank you for your time this morning.
He's the one that just got up there. Camilla Juliana, member for 12 months, hit the year mark, a whole year, holy
Does
moly.
the defense have a peremptory
Love it.
challenge?
Could I have just a moment, Your Honor?
Defendant is saying, I don't like the way this person looks at me.
I think
Craters. This is a murder trial. Unique thing about this trial is it's about a murder that happened in a prison. Defendant already in
Your Honor, we would thank
for
you,
murder.
juror number 10.
All right, Ms. Greensfeder, you're excused. Thank you for your time, again.
Oh, thanks. Jennifer Mackey.
Step right
And
up.
Molly DePew. Give me the back row, the second seat from the left.
Galen
All right,
May.
good morning.
OG.
Ms. Mackey, anything you want to bring to my attention?
29 months.
You think you can be fair and impartial? Mr. Pugh, same questions. Anything you want to bring to my attention?
No, just I'm a stay-at-home mom and husband works evenings, nights, kids in school, trying to get them home from school, fed. Activities after school is tough.
What activities do they have?
Golf, volleyball, training,
You know, the schedule's not going to be real rigorous. We'll typically start around 9 o'clock in the morning. We should be done by 4:30 in the afternoon.
Short days.
Okay? Something you can work? Make it work?
4 o'clock's gonna be tough, but I could figure
Can we do
something
3?
Mr. Knippen, you have any questions?
Melpoy,
Do either of the
20
two of
months.
you know anyone that
OG.
has either been in prison or worked in prison? No, okay. And both of you understood the concepts of felony murder. And both of you are okay with if there's some graphic evidence that you'll have to view in this case?
Yes.
Let's see.
Mel, thank you very much. Appreciate your support.
Is
And
there
you
any
have all the
reason, I know
things.
you, other than your children concerns, that you think that you wouldn't make a good juror for a case like this?
There was a family member recently that was brutally murdered.
Is that
I should, by marriage, family member.
Okay.
Murdered by the
How long ago
marriage?
was that?
Year and a half.
Ooh, that's
Trial
fairly
just
recent.
ended.
Was that
Trial
where
just
at?
ended.
West Virginia.
Okay. The allegation in this case is murder. Is that something that you think you would be able to sit and listen through? You wouldn't hold that against Mr. Ogletree? What happened? You think you could still be fair and impartial? Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Brenner?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, defense is gonna be like no on that
Okay,
one.
Ms. Mackey, I want to follow up on that a little bit. So you just indicated that, yeah.
Molly, sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
swapped your sheets. My bad. It's my fault. I've got a little sheet of where I'm writing down where people are
That's okay.
sitting, and when we get down to the 20s, sometimes it gets a little confusing. All right, sorry. Mr. Pugh.
Yes.
So you indicated that there was a family, and I'm sorry to hear that, a family member, and that the trial just ended. Did you follow that trial?
Just, yes, from my sister.
Okay. And is there anything about that experience or those feelings that might make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial in a case like this? Okay. Now, I know Mr. Knippen already asked you, and both of you, is there anything, you know, when either Mr. Knippen asked or I asked or the court asked, that you would have answered to or you don't understand?
No.
Do both of you understand the burden of proof? That that's the state's entirely, and I don't have to even ask any questions. And if the state has not proved it, right, then you cannot find someone guilty without that proof.
Yes. Yes.
So either of you, do you know anyone or even casually that's been in prison? Have you watched prison movies or TV shows?
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Anything about that which might cause you to bring kind of outside experience into this trial? Right, you understand it's a TV show?
Yeah.
Right. Your Honor, we pass for cause.
Thank you. Does the state have a final peremptory challenge?
State would thank and excuse Ms. Mackey.
All right. Ms. Mackey, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Does the defense have a final peremptory challenge?
It's the last one.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Miss Mackey just went up there.
You're fine.
Your Honor, we would thank and excuse Mr. Pugh.
All right, Mr. Pugh, you are excused. Thank you for your time this morning.
Amanda Smith
Amazing.
and Norman Hazelton.
Top row.
Second seat from the left.
All right, Ms. Smith, you've been listening to all the questions that have been asked. Anything you want to bring to my attention?
I have an excusal note from my employer.
You have what?
I have an excusal note from my employer.
I have an excusal note from my
note?
employer.
Yeah, I
You mean a request to be excused?
Yeah.
Because only I can grant the excusal note. Justin, did you get her note from me?
This is a letter from the employer saying, please don't make her work a court, take jury duty, because it will be a huge detriment on my business. She's like, I've got a note. I brought a note from work. So. She's in the
State wished to see the note.
She's in the medical
Sorry,
field.
it's a note from her employer saying that they can't be without her.
There you are.
Any objection to her being excused?
No, Your
There
Honor.
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Wow, you didn't get to hear who it was. You had the get out of jury free card, and it worked. This guy brought his own notepad. Sports Center's interrupting his.
All right,
It's
Mr.
gotta be the judge's phone.
Hazelton, anything you want to bring to my attention?
Just about the military service.
I
It's
appreciate,
not-
I was going to get to that, but thank you
I-
for your service.
I was in Columbus and I dislocated my shoulder. I didn't end up going, but I still received a discharge letter, so I just wanted to mention that.
Service is service, sir. I appreciate it. My grandson was in the National Guard for 3 years, and he had to be removed medically because he injured his shoulder in some kind of hand-to-hand combat competition. They finished second, but with a fractured shoulder. But he ended up, they couldn't fix it. So, anything you want to bring to my attention? Thank you, Mr. Donato.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to bring to my attention?
The only thing noteworthy, Your Honors, I was on a murder case in Los Angeles about 17 years ago.
Okay. Anything about that experience that would make it difficult for you to sit in this case and be fair and impartial to both sides?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kneppen?
Just because I'm a little curious about the difference between our justice system and California. How long did that case take from start to finish?
Under 2 weeks.
Okay, under 2 weeks?
Yeah, I would say it was about 8 or 9 days.
So this will be like a mini trial for you.
It was close to Christmas, or I think it may have gone longer.
Okay. Is there any reason you think you wouldn't be a good juror for this case?
No, sir.
And same question to you, Mr. Hazelton. Any reason you think that you wouldn't be able to be a good juror? Do either of the two of you know anybody in prison or that's worked in a prison?
I do.
Mr. Hazelton, do you mind, who do you know?
He's a friend of mine from like way back.
Okay. What prison does he work at?
I have no idea.
Okay. Do you know?
Like Washington Courthouse.
Okay, it's not Lebanon Correctional. Okay. Does he talk to you about his job and things that happen in the prison?
He did when he first got on like 15 years ago. I haven't really talked to him too much since. But yeah, he did back then, and there's things I really didn't want to hear.
Okay. Is there anything about that
Tell us
friendship
more.
that you think would affect your ability to be fair and impartial? Okay. Pass for cause, Your Honor.
Mr. Brenner?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, Mr. Donato, Mr. Hazelton, obviously you've been in the back of the room. Is there any questions that either myself or Mr. Knippen asked that you would have answered affirmatively to? You know, not understanding the standard of proof, or, you know, beyond a reasonable doubt, or the fact that the state has the burden of proving beyond a reasonable doubt. Do either of you have any issue with understanding that?
No.
Okay. Now, what about the fact that if someone is in prison, right, does that then automatically make them more likely to be guilty? Mr. Hazelton?
No.
And so you had indicated that about 16 years ago, Mr. Donato, you were on a murder jury out in LA.
That's correct.
Were you able to deliberate and reach a verdict?
Right when we got to deliberations, there was declared a mistrial. There was a problem with 2 of the jurors.
Okay.
They didn't give us any reason, but they excused us.
Okay.
Wow.
And so you sat through the trial and then didn't get to deliberate?
We just started and it was, boom, it was over.
I see. Okay. Was there anything about that experience that makes you not willing or able to serve on this jury? Okay. Your Honor, we would pass for cause.
Thank you. Would you please call me 2 names for alternates?
Braden Bryant and Sally Nolte.
So we have our 12.
Mr. Bryan, if you'll have a seat in the top row, and Ms. Nolte, if you'll have a seat there on the last chair available. Before I ask you any questions, I'm going to tell you that you have been seated in the 13th and 14th chair in the jury box. I am placing 2 alternates on this jury to try to protect in case something happened. But here's what I like to tell alternates, is that I like to give the example, you guys follow football? Okay. Bengals fans?
It's the judge with the ESPN.
Well, what I like to say is the alternate is like the backup quarterback in the NFL. So you have to go to practice every day, you have to study your game films, you have to study the playbook, you have to prepare as if you're going to play on Sunday. But the reality of it is, in most cases, and until 2 weeks ago, I always use the example, so Joe Burrow's going to start and he's going to finish the game. But unfortunately, as you can see, things happen where the backup has to step in, and he has to know his assignments, he has to know everything, and he has to participate that way. Same is true here. So you will be able to participate fully as a juror during the course of the trial, but if the 12 members of the jury are able to proceed to deliberations, then I'm going to excuse you and you won't be able to deliberate. Is this something that each of you think you can do? Okay. I don't have any other questions for you, Mr. Bryan. Ms. Nolte, it indicates here that you are a friend or related to someone in law enforcement?
My cousin is a retired Cincinnati police officer.
Okay. Anything about that? Okay. Anything about that relationship that would make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial? And you also indicated that you or a family member or close friends been the victim of a crime.
My sister was raped, and I was burglarized.
Okay. Anything about those situations that you can't set aside?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kneppen?
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, sir.
Real quick, I'm sorry. I do have a friend who works in the prison system, particularly Lebanon Correctional.
Uh-oh. He's gone.
Okay, why don't you come up here and tell us about it?
Yeah, he told me about a murder that happened at just his job. Yeah, that guy I think is going to be out. Man, tough stuff here. Sorry, somebody texted me and said I'm having trouble with my chat, just to make sure they're not in the naughty corner for some reason. Scrolling through a couple hundred names. Just say I remember when there were no names on this list. All about stuff. It should be working. Check to make sure you're logged in. That's all I can say. Check to make sure you're logged in. What did he say? I missed it. He just said, I do have somebody who, I've got a friend who works at the prison where this murder happened. Oops. That might be a too close to comfort thing. There are that many people on the naughty list. Do they get to come back? No, once you're on the naughty list, you're there forever. Not without talking to me. Any moderator can put someone on the naughty list, but only I can take them off. That's how it works. So, if you get on the naughty list and you can't talk and you think you should be off the naughty list, just know that we can go back and we can look at your entire history with the channel. So if you're like, I didn't do anything, and we pull it up and we're like, well, there was that time when you shouted those words. Yeah.
Mr. Knappen, does the state have any questions for the alternates?
No, Your Honor. State would pass for cause.
Does the defense have any questions for the alternates?
Briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Bryan, you had indicated that you have a relationship with someone who's employed at the prison facility.
Correct.
And do they talk to you about kind of day-to-day happenings and that kind of thing?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So do you feel like you kind of know what goes on in prison?
In that particular department, maybe, I have a little sense of what goes on there, yes.
Okay. How often do you talk to this friend?
Well, when our sons were in high school, on a daily basis, but since they've graduated, we get together 3 or 4 times a year.
Okay. And when you get together, do you talk about prison?
And he shares stuff that goes on, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out for cause.
Your Honor, I would object to Mr. Bryan, just given the fact that it is 11 in CI.
I think the judge should grant that.
Can we approach?
This is just an alternate, but having a friend at the prison who talks to you about things that happen at the prison, especially newsworthy items, that sounds like another source for facts that might not be appropriate for the jury to consider. Plus, he might have heard something already. I think he's going to get excused. He shares his awesome prison stories.
Does the state have a peremptory challenge as to the alternates?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense have a peremptory challenge as to the alternates?
Yes. Do you want to use it?
We would excuse Mr. Bryan, Your Honor.
They tried to get it for cause. Judge wouldn't grant it. They had to use a peremptory.
Mr. Bryan, you're excused. Thank you for your time this morning.
You got one more person to call up to fill up the blank spot. It's where you roll the dice and hope you got a good one. Morning, sir. Welcome. Please join us in the booth.
Good morning, Mr. Gamley. Anything you want to bring to my attention?
Yes. My parent language is not English.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I have a very strong accent. But, and also I have a health issue. I put that in my notes.
I don't see anything in my sheet. Well, let me ask you this. Do you want to come up here and talk to me about it? All right, come on up.
So English, not his first language, and he says he has a health issue as well, which might cross him off the list as well. How many spots? They're going to be 12 plus 2. They've got 12 already picked, and now we're finding the last one of the 2 for the alternates. Let's see. I don't think he's going to stay. Don't think he's going to stay. Do we know will it start today? I don't know if we're going to get openings today or if that's going to come tomorrow. We'll hear as soon as they seat them. Okay. Wow. Apparently, this is all Ogletree, right? If my information is correct, Mr. Ogletree, the defendant in this case, may have currently on his rap sheet attempted theft, failure to comply, robbery, RSP, harassment by inmate, theft, disrupting public service. Let's see, what else is there? Another theft, attempted theft, vandalism, firearms in a motor vehicle, and involuntary manslaughter, and little B&E on there as well. So breaking and entering. So yeah, so he's got some papers. He's got a file already. Yep, he was excused. Next one's up.
Yes, come on up.
B&E was the gateway crime that led him into this life. I did see Rob's take on
Good morning,
this
Mr.
as
Tom.
That was a lot of fun.
Anything you want to bring to my attention?
First of all, I'm Chinese, and there's a lot of background.
It's hard to hear you, I'm sorry.
Just speak a little louder.
Okay. I'm a Chinese, so my background is a Chinese background. There's a lot of things that might worry me about how I can be a jury.
Culturally, he's concerned.
Are you telling me that because of your language barrier that you're having difficulty understanding everything that's being discussed?
That's one thing, and there are other things, of course, included. For example, some kind of food ways I'm raised in background, in like a Chinese culture, so, and also in kind of situations that I might think in different ways. So that's and of course the language barrier is definitely another thing that sometimes when you come to a term for legal situations,
He's got good command of the English language.
So you don't think that you can serve because of this barrier?
Yeah, I'm saying that I worry that I might be having a big, I guess.
Have there been things that have been discussed this morning, either from the court or from the attorneys, that you did not understand?
I think some of them I sort of understand, but not completely.
All right, I'm going to excuse you, Mr. Tom. I need you to be able to understand the process and the language itself. So.
That's probably
Okay.
Because I never attended a court.
Right. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Tom, you're excused. Thank you, sir.
Cynthia Moran?
All right, ma'am. I think this is your slot. You can do it. Four people ahead of you have been excused for this very seat.
All right, good morning. Anything you want to bring to my attention?
The only thing is I have several doctor's appointments and things coming up. One starts on the 1st.
That's Wednesday?
Stress test coming up.
Okay, and you don't have to give me too much detail, but is it the one on the 1st? That's Wednesday, so I think we're pretty certain to go through into Wednesday very, very far. So is that something you can't change, or is that?
Well, I can change it, but it's always when you change it, it's pushed out so far.
And is it a vital appointment?
I don't know if I consider that appointment vital.
Okay, and when's the stress test?
Thursday.
We should be done by Thursday. Okay, is that something you want to try to do and rearrange that?
I can, but as I said, what happens is when you do it, then it pushes it out another 4 to 6 months.
All right, yeah, I understand. I'm going to excuse her. Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Daniel Taylor?
Daniel. Daniel was leaving tonight on a plane. Not that Daniel, different Daniel.
We never have this much trouble picking alternates. All right, Mr. Taylor, anything you want to bring to my attention?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Bring
bring
it does
the
indicate
jury.
on your questionnaire that you'd been convicted of something other than a minor traffic offense.
DUI when I was 21.
All right, that's
Marijuana violation when I was 21 as well.
All right, that's enough. Mr. Knippen, any questions from Mr. Taylor?
Mr. Taylor, do you know anybody who's either worked in a prison or has been sentenced to prison?
No, I do not.
Any other concerns about any of the number of other topics we've talked about? I know it's been a while here this morning.
No, sir.
Okay. Any concerns about sitting and serving as a juror in this case?
I don't know.
Ask for a cause, Your Honor.
Mr. Brenner?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Taylor, just following up on that, I mean, anything that we've talked about this morning, give you any concern or that you didn't understand?
No.
Okay. As Mr. Knippen asked, do you have any issues, potentially serving as a juror in this case?
No, sir.
Okay. And you indicated you don't know anyone that's been to prison or worked in a prison?
I do not.
No. Have you watched prison TV shows and movies and stuff? Okay. Do you understand that that's a TV show and this is real life and that you can't necessarily use what you might have seen on TV in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, we would pass for cause.
All right.
Do you have any more?
Please rise. 14.
There we go. We're done. We have our jury.
Do you swear, so help you God, or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury that you will diligently inquire into and carefully deliberate all matters between the state of Ohio and the defendant, James Ogletree, to the best of your skill and understanding and without bias or prejudice? Yes.
I do.
You will bring the jury.
I'll make that announcement. All right.
Can you have
Thank
jury
you.
music?
For those of you who are still left in the gallery, I want to thank you first for coming in this morning. As you can see, as this process unfolds, we always are required to bring in more jurors than we will ultimately actually need. And we do that to protect the integrity of this system, because if I run out of jurors in the gallery to place up here, then I have to declare a mistrial, which puts us months and months down the road because of everyone's schedule. So I want to thank you. You are excused at this time. You're welcome to stay. In the United States, all of our proceedings are open to the public. In fact, we broadcast live on YouTube.
Yep.
So these proceedings are being broadcast right now.
Yep.
But if you'd like to leave, you can leave now with the court's thanks.
Don't leave. I would not be opposed to somebody if one of you went to the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
duty.
jury, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a
And said
15-minute break and allow you to get acquainted with the jury room. And then we're going to come back and
Jury instructions?
we're probably going to only get
opens.
into the opening instructions from the court. I'm going to give you some guidelines, if you will. And then we'll break for lunch, and then after lunch we'll start the case and hear the opening statements of counsel. So my only instruction at this point is, again, as I gave you earlier at the break, do not discuss the case amongst yourselves or allow anyone to discuss the case with you or in your presence. So with that instruction, Justin's going to have some more information for you back in the jury room. So let's take a 15-minute break and come back at about 12 o'clock.
All right. I would not be opposed to any of you if you are called to jury service, announcing an open court. Your Honor, I just need to make you aware that I do watch Recovery Addict on YouTube. Shout out RA. No, you don't have to say shout out. That part would probably be inappropriate. But just to announce that I do watch trials. I'm a court watcher. I'm a trial watcher.
You guys can be seated.
True crime addict.
All right, just so that we're clear on the record, Mr. Taylor is the first alternate, just so that we're clear on the seating chart.
Very well, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else before we break for just a break?
I don't know if you want us to do it now or we can do it later. The state would designate Trooper Creech as state's representative and move for separation of witnesses.
Okay.
We would join that motion for separation of witnesses. No objection to that designation, Your Honor.
Okay, and that applies to anybody watching on YouTube, obviously, and I will have a conversation with pretrial about Mr. Habathier, that obviously she lives with him, I guess. She's watching live, and she can't have any discussions with him about the case.
Shout
just
out.
so that we're clear.
Hey, Miss
Okay?
Habathier.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you all.
Okay,
Do you want us to be back here at noon?
Yes.
Yeah, let's just come back at noon. I'm going to...
He's gonna mute us for a minute. We need jury music, like for when we pick a jury. Let me show you what my options are right now. This is a bit of it hits pretty hard, but. If you got a summons in the mail and turned down the last, no, I said it wrong. Don't turn it down. If you got a summons in the mail and you drove yourself down to Warren County Courthouse and sat your butt in the gallery, got your name called, went to the jury box, and successfully navigated the maze of questions thrown at you from the judge, prosecutor, and the defense, and still have a seat within the box, congratulations, you are on our jury. Maybe something like that. Maybe just a little intro. It sounds a little repetitive. I've still got 20 seconds to go. Help yourself to the breaks in the break room, but then bring your butt back here, bring your pencils. It's time to take notes. Openings coming up next. It does cheapen what we do. I'm sorry. It's not a good song. It's not a good song for that. We can't use the bus music. That's a no-go. No. That doesn't work. Nope. Need new music. Maybe something I sent to AWOL would work. AWOL, what do you think about those? It's like hip-hop. About press views. Press views is this one. That's an intro and outro. We could use Big Dill.
Wake up in the morning wearing headphones. I'm running caught into your brain like it's an end zone.
I don't know. We'll have to figure out. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes. Let's write a jury selection song. Wait. Do we have a jury song already? I can't remember. Let me check the library. Library of music. Let's see. Library. A little strand of hair that's bugging me. Okay. Jury. Where's jury? Page 2. Maybe on page 2. Yoga in the courtroom. No. Am I free to go? Oh, we just want public. Okay, new list. Judge Boyd. The jury's call. Let me see if this one works. Hang on, let me pipe this over to you. We haven't played this one in a long time. I thought it was pretty catchy initially, but time has passed since we put it together. Let's see, coming on 7.
Listen close now, jurors, with your open minds. You'll face the facts and leave your doubts behind. In the court, you'll call to see what's true and right. Through the twists and turns, you must bring light. Innocent or guilty, the choice is in your hand. You'll weigh the evidence and make a stand. No bias or favor, just the law and proof. In the hallowed hall, you'll seek the truth. Oh, the jury's call, duty to fulfill. Every word and witness through the quiet and thrill. Oh, the jury's call, guide us through the night. Find the justice waiting in the morning light.
I don't know. I'm not. It's nice.
Let justice gently grow.
Let justice grow in your heart. I like that one.
Facts and reason and guide the seeds you sow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not terrible. Maybe we'll have to do something.
Memories of the scene. Through your wisdom, keep the verdict clean. Deliberation time will come, you'll take a seat. Discuss the trials turn and who will face defeat. No pressure or haste, give your thoughts a voice. In the room today, you've got to make a choice. Oh, the jury's called, duty to fulfill.
It's not terrible. It's not the sort of recommendation we normally have for a song. Barb's a solid no.
Oh, the jury's called, duty to fulfill. Every word and witness.
Yeah, okay, let's fade this one out. Yeah. I'll end that one. Juror's duty, I don't think was any better.
We're sitting in the jury, a room full of 12, listening to the stories as the facts they delve, taking down the notes with our pens and pads, every word and gesture making it last.
This one's a no, says Kim. So no. No.
Questions on our minds, we write them real clear. For the end of each testimony we'll offer to hear. A duty on our shoulders, weighing like gold.
Wait for the
ensuring that the truth shall be told. We're the jurors with eyes open wide.
Man.
Seeking justice with no place to hide.
Yeah, I'm gonna nix that one. Yeah, so we don't have any song for the jurors, unfortunately. It's terrible. Okay, cancel. All right, we might have to write one. Who was the singer poet we saw in Minecraft Court? Let him help. Oh man, it was good. Maybe I think AWOL was trying to come up with something. This is terrible. Yes, make it stop. Nope. Instrumental. I do like instrumental for a couple of reasons, Jersey. I'm not the best at it, but I do think that instrumental music can be the foundation, and then the details, the specifics of the court can be provided by yours truly. Piano by Zachary Hughes. He's available. A piano ballad. Something suspenseful, build up to something. Let me see. Let's leave the world of AI first of all, and check just briefly. A piano ballad. We're going to set our budget to. The budget is how much we have to pay every time we play the song, so I'm just going to move that over to 0. And I'm going to say vocals are no, instrument only. The mood is going to be dramatic, maybe. Dramatic or possibly even dark. Not angry so much. But let's get those in there. Oh, we're down to 4 options now, so it's. Let's see. I'm going to play it on these speakers and not at that one. MacBook Air. There we go. Let me check the. You can use this audio track in any of your videos, including videos that you monetize. No attribution is required. YouTube may credit the artist. Okay, that works. We'll download that one. Got that one. Next one. Same license. Download that one. So we've got that license. Perpetual duration as well. This one requires special Creative Commons attribution, which we're going to skip for now. And this one, no attribution is required. So we're going to download that one. Now that I've downloaded them, I can play them for you, because now I hold the license for them. Let's see this first one. Oh, hang on. It helps if I use speakers that you can hear on. Let's make it through the Black Magic. There we go. Okay, we'll try. Why is it not going? through Roadcaster. There we go. No. This makes me dizzy. Let's try the last one. Whoa! What is it, a game? Video game? Okay, so 3 strikes. 3 strikes, that's nice. That was 3 no's. Yes, as Fran says on the last one. Yes, that last one. That's the one. Yeah, send in your suggestions. We'll see if we can find something. All right, we have just a couple minutes, 4 minutes until the jury's going to be back in the courtroom. The jury has been selected in a process that happened right here in our presence. Today, 12 jurors with 2 alternates selected out of Warren County, Ohio. They're going to be hearing this case that involves the state of Ohio versus James Ogletree. He is a current resident at the local prison and is there because of many things that he's done prior to his residence there. Which are keeping him there for the foreseeable future. But while in residency, if that's that sounds like doctors, but while a resident of the prison, he may have participated in an activity that resulted in someone else losing their life, which is the subject of this case, and the fact that incident resulted in a felony murder charge, felony assault, and aggravated robbery charges for the defendant, who may not have done directly any of those things, but as a conspirator may have played some role in enabling or participating in that process. So let's see. I had jury duty during Jury Appreciation Week, cookies, police dog visit, and prizes, and I won a nice portfolio. That is awesome. That is really cool, Catherine. That's the week to be a juror, for sure. AWOL replied earlier. AWOL, I missed it. I'm sorry. I was busy looking at other things. The songs I sent AWOL, should I play those? We had some good ones. Let me just make sure I have the license to this one. Yes. I think I sent this one to AWOL. No, it's not that one. You know what's funny? This song is actually called Bite Me. It's called Bite Me. That's the name of the song. It's funny. I'm going to have like 17 million permissible copyright claims on this channel, which is all with permission. Let's see. This one still standing. I think this was an option as well. Did you like this one, AWOL? You know the song this sounds like, right? What song? Name the song this sounds like. AWOL says I use this one. Awesome. Okay, so that was a good one. I do like that one. Then I sent another one. AWOL, was this the one? This is Dramatic Chill. It's almost... It's almost elevator music, just too soft. Oh, feel that bass. We'll crank that. Turn on the subwoofer. You You feel it in your soul. It's like impending doom, which I don't think would be appropriate for a jury because they're they might acquit, right? Anyway, good songs, all of them. We'll work on something later. And who made these? Those are all, the last ones I played were all legitimate, actual recorded songs, nothing from AI, which we are using with license from YouTube. I have to be careful because some of the songs that I want to play sound really good, but every single time I play them, I have to pay like $10. It just bills me. Here's cha-ching, cha-ching. If I play the song 3 times in the show, that's $30. And occasionally we do use some of those songs, not very often, but that's one quick way to get people to stop live streaming or restreaming your live stream, like where they full on take your stream and pretend to be your channel on some other platform. You just play copyrighted music that you have the license for, and then they get a strike. And it works. It's inside information for those of you who are creators out there. All right, defendant's back with counsel. Prosecution is all here. It is 12:02. We're 2 minutes past the time. The bailiff's here. Just waiting for the judge and the jury, and we're going to have some instructions and then a little bit of break. Fanfare for the Common Man. Is that the name of the song? It's using that track will not affect my video's visibility, but will make it ineligible for monetization. So I cannot play that one. Sounds like a good song, though. Is that the name of the song?
We're back. See how I go.
Okay, so just got you guys aware of this note from Mr. Happethier.
Justin just told us.
We're down to an alternate.
I don't know what, I can't excuse him at this point. I mean,
What does the note say exactly?
Torque Incorporated is a very small company of which John is a key component in maintaining daily operations. Please consider excusing him as a potential juror. Signed by the Tom Fremont, president of Torque.
Get out of jail free.
I mean, I think he's stuck at this point.
I think so too. Unfortunately, I mean,
we just let the alternates.
I think that puts us in a bad spot.
It sure does. Okay, let's bring the jury in.
A little ASMR
If you
zipper
wish to
action.
discuss it with me further, I'll bring him in separate and we can talk about it over lunch.
Ask him that right now.
No.
Should bring in all of them?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I didn't know that I could bring a note from my boss and get out of this. So I called him on the break, and he faxed that over real quick to your clerk. So if I could just, if you could just give me the same thing you gave them, that'd be good.
Who's doing opening?
That's after lunch, though, right?
The message is like, because he's the guy who normally makes the notes.
5 minutes? I'm kidding.
Adam, how are your succulents doing?
I think it's like 8.
Is there? Do you sell them? Do you sell them online? And can we share the link? I would, assuming your pricing is on par with other succulent sellers. I would be interested in acquiring a Nusky succulent. Depending on shipping and all that. So, not yet. I'll let you know when. Well, let me be the first guinea pig. Get it up. Get the program running. Get your Square terminal register, whatever it is you need, and let me be your first buyer, because I've seen the nursery, the succulent nursery, a couple times, on the show. And cactuses are well, you know me in plants. Cactuses take the amount of care that I am capable of giving. Maybe we could set up a cactus cam so you could all watch it grow. Have it streamed 24/7 on the Not Relevant.
All right, before we go any further, I want to take everyone to take a deep breath, sit back, and relax a little bit. Jury service is a little strange, so a short explanation is in order. Like most things in life, a trial is governed by certain rules. The participants in this room must abide by those rules. That includes the parties, the witnesses, and the attorneys. You and I are bound by the rules as well. Now, the lawyers will be presenting evidence through the questioning of witnesses. This must be done in accordance with the rules of evidence and the rules of procedure. One of my jobs is to enforce those rules and to make determinations as far as what evidence may be admitted for your consideration. Your job is to determine the facts and apply those facts to the law. You are the sole judges of the facts, the credibility of the witnesses, and the weight to be given to the testimony. Later, I will instruct you regarding all the law that applies to this case, and you will apply that law to the facts as you decide them. It is your sworn duty to accept the law as given to you by the court. Now, the case before you began with the filing of an indictment. The indictment informs the defendant that he has been charged with a crime. In this case, the defendant, James Ogletree, is charged that on or about December 6, 2023 in Warren County, Ohio, he did cause the death of another as a proximate result of him committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the first or second degree, to wit, felonious assault. He's further charged that on or about the 6th day of December 2023 in Warren County, Ohio, he did knowingly cause serious physical harm to another. He is further charged that on or about the 6th day of December 2023 in Warren County, Ohio, in attempting or committing a theft offense as defined by the Ohio Revised Code, he inflicted or attempted to inflict serious physical harm on the victim, all in violation of the Ohio Revised Code and against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. You may not consider the fact that the indictment was filed for any purpose. The defendant has entered a plea of not guilty. A plea of not guilty is a denial of the charge and puts at issue all of the essential elements of the crimes charged in the indictment. I will explain the specific elements of each of these offenses to you in more detail at the close of the case. Now this, this is a criminal case, and in a criminal case, the defendant is presumed innocent until his guilt is established beyond a reasonable doubt. The defendant must be acquitted unless the state presents sufficient evidence that convinces you beyond a reasonable doubt of every essential element of the crimes charged in the indictment. Reasonable doubt is present when you, after having carefully considered and compared all the evidence, cannot say you are firmly convinced of the truth of the charges. It is a doubt based on reason and common sense. Reasonable doubt is not mere possible doubt, because everything relating to human affairs or depending on moral evidence is open to some possible or imaginary doubt. Proof beyond a reasonable doubt is proof of such character that an ordinary person would be willing to rely and act upon it in the most important of the person's own affairs. Now, many people get an impression of how a trial works from watching television. In this case, obviously, we won't finish within the hour. The trial may not be as dramatic as what you see on TV. TV is for entertainment purposes. Here in real life, the trial proceeds in a certain order. We've completed the first stage of selecting a jury called Voir. Now, the second stage will include the opening statements of counsel. Opening statements are not evidence, but are merely designed to assist you in evaluating the evidence. The opening statement should give you an overall picture of what each side thinks the evidence will be. The state will then present evidence to you, and at the close of its case, the defense has a right to present evidence to you if he chooses to do so. If the defense does not present any evidence, you may not consider that for any purpose. If the defense does present evidence, the state may present rebuttal evidence. After you've heard all the evidence, each side will have a chance to give closing arguments. Closing arguments, like opening statements, are not evidence, but are designed to give you the attorney's views of what they think the evidence has shown for your consideration. After the closing arguments, the court will instruct you on the law applicable to this case. Now, during the trial, I may sustain or overrule an objection. You are not permitted to draw any inference for or against either party from any question that the court does not permit to be answered. The court rules on the admission of evidence. Since you do not know the answer to the question, to speculate on what the answer might be is only to invent evidence and would be unfair to the parties. It is the duty of the court to require counsel to abide by the rules of evidence and procedure. You are not permitted to draw any inference for or against either party because of how I rule on an objection, or for any admonition of the court to counsel regarding their conduct during the trial of this case. Now, as has been discussed, there are two types of evidence, direct and circumstantial. You may consider both direct and circumstantial evidence. It is your responsibility to decide from all the direct and circumstantial evidence taken together whether the state has proven all of the elements beyond a reasonable doubt. Direct evidence is the testimony given by a witness who has seen or heard the facts about which the witness testifies. It includes any exhibits admitted into evidence during the trial and stipulations that you will be instructed to accept as fact. Circumstantial evidence is the proof of facts or circumstances by direct evidence from which you may reasonably infer other related or connected facts that naturally and logically follow according to the common experience of people. Direct evidence and circumstantial evidence are of equal weight. Direct evidence and circumstantial evidence possess the same probative value. In some instances, certain facts can only be established by circumstantial evidence. A conviction based solely on circumstantial evidence is no less sound than a conviction based on direct evidence. Now, as the judge, I have two jobs. One is I sit like an umpire in a baseball game calling balls and strikes, and that is me ruling on the admission of evidence. Throughout the trial, you may see the attorneys object to questions or to the admissibility of evidence. You may also see them make arguments concerning these objections at the bench. These are matters of law that the court must decide outside the hearing of the jury. From watching television, you may have the impression that if an attorney objects, the attorney is trying to hide something. Attorneys may have different interpretations of the law, and an objection is merely a way to call that interpretation to my attention for a ruling. The rules we follow are designed to provide procedures so that you may determine the truth of what happened and reach a just result. The second job I have is to explain to you the law that applies to this case. We call that the jury charge or jury instructions, and they will be given to you at the close of the case. Now, we've talked a lot about timing and stuff. Typically, we're going to start usually in the morning about 9 o'clock because I have an 8:30 docket typically. But we will start at 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll take a mid-morning break. We will break a full hour for lunch, and we'll typically try to wrap up, like I've said before, between 4 and 4:30. I do like to keep things moving at a pretty decent pace, but the presentation of the witnesses and the evidence will control the docket to some extent. It is important that you be fair and attentive throughout the trial. You are not permitted to discuss the case amongst yourselves or with anyone else. Do not permit anyone to discuss it with you or in your presence. Excuse me. Do not form or express any opinion about the case until such time as I submit it to you for consideration. You will receive the opening statements, the presentation of the evidence, and the final arguments of the law in that order. It would be unfair to discuss the case amongst yourselves or to begin to form opinions about the case before you receive everything necessary for an informed decision. When the trial is over, you will be released from this instruction. At that time, you may discuss the case and your experience as a juror, but you're not required to do so. Until that moment, control your natural desire to discuss the case. Do not talk with the attorneys, parties, or witnesses during the trial. Likewise, the participants in the trial are not permitted to talk to you. If anyone should attempt to discuss the case with you, report the incident to Justin or to Pam immediately. We've imposed this restriction to protect the integrity of the system. If you were seen talking to one of the attorneys or witnesses, even about a matter unrelated to the trial, an observer may assume that you were discussing the case and the appearance of a fair trial would be compromised. Now, many of you may be familiar with or users of social networking sites. During the course of the trial, you are not permitted to post any aspect of this case on any social networking site or on the internet. This does not prevent you from scrolling through Facebook and liking your friends' comments or photos. But you're not allowed to post any aspect about the case.
You're not allowed to comment?
You are not permitted to investigate or attempt to obtain any additional information about this case outside of this courtroom. So that means no Google or other internet searches or any other type of investigation. It would be highly improper for you to attempt to do so. Any violation of these orders may require a new trial that would be expensive and time-consuming for the parties, or may require a finding of contempt or possible criminal prosecution for anyone involved. Now, I will try to remind you of these instructions prior to each recess. However, if I overlook to give them to you, they do apply to your conduct throughout the course of the trial. If during the trial you have a personal issue that arises, explain the matter to Justin or Pam, who will inform me. Each of you have been given a notebook. You will be permitted to take notes of the testimony in the court. These notes must remain here at the courthouse. You will also be permitted to ask questions of witnesses. You have each been given index cards, and at the conclusion of each witness, I will ask you to write down your question, and then at that time, Justin will collect the questions. We will go over them at a sidebar conference. I will read the question as you have written it. The witness will answer, and the attorneys may have follow-up questions. Everyone must turn in a card, even if you have no questions. You simply put none or no questions and turn in a card. Do not put any identifying information of which juror is asking the question. Further, do not discuss or display any proposed question with any other member of the jury. You are not permitted to speculate as to why your question was not asked. You're not permitted to draw any adverse inferences from the court's refusal to ask your question. Again, that's one of the roles that the court has in determining what evidence that may be presented for your consideration. Now, sometimes you may have noticed it's in my nature to inject some humor or levity in the case where appropriate. I do not do this to make light of the solemnity of these proceedings or to demean the importance of this case in any way, but I believe it helps put people at ease in an unknown and sometimes uncomfortable situation. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to break for lunch. And when we come back, we'll hear from the attorneys, and each side will give their opening statement. So it's about 12:15. What I'd like for you to do is to remember these instructions over lunch. You are permitted to leave the building. When you come back in, Justin's shown you how to get back into the building. When you return to the building, you must return directly to the jury room. You're not permitted to roam the hallways of the courthouse. If you'd like a tour later, we can do that at the close of the case. But I do want you to return to directly to the jury room. So let's take an hour for lunch. Let's be back ready to go by 1:15 with the opening statements of counsel. With that, Mr. Logston, you can show them out.
All right.
While they go to lunch, we're going to visit another courtroom adjacent to one we go to quite often. I think we're going to go to 14B, Josh. Let me see if we can jump there really quickly.
Mr. Haberther, would you wait behind, please? Just right there. Just wait for me.
Do you want to stick around and see if he gets
You
told?
guys can be seated. Thank you. You can have a seat up there. All right, we are on the record. We are outside the presence of the jury. Mr. Haberther, juror number 5, has remained behind. I was passed this note. I'm just trying to make a record here. Okay? I was passed this note after the jury had been sworn in, and this note has been shared with counsel for both the state and the defendant. Do you work for Dan Nair?
No, sir.
Do you know who Dan Nair is?
No, sir.
What do you do with Torque Incorporated? What does Torque do?
We're an industrial clutch and brake company.
Oh, okay. Because he has a company that he calls Torque. They build. Never mind. I appreciate this, and had I known about this earlier, I would have excused you.
Okay.
Your
But
note is
since
late.
we've already selected the jury and sworn you in, at this time, I cannot excuse you. Okay, so I apologize, but you're stuck with us for 3 days.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, anything else before we break?
No, Your
All
Honor.
right, I'll
Your
say
Honor,
break.
one thing I did want to bring to the court's attention, I now discuss it with Steve and Jenny. One of the witnesses, I do not have any indication that Mr. Wicker was disclosed to us. I know I discussed with Ms. Nicholson earlier that she had, but I was kind of frantically digging through over here, and I don't have any information about
Who is this witness?
He's one of the inmates of the prison, Your Honor. I believe when we looked at this, he's on the initial witness list that was provided, but we can confirm that.
Okay.
I did not see it. We'll
Okay,
figure
why
it out.
don't you guys look at that over lunch, and then we come back and address it after lunch.
Your Honor, there is an additional issue that I did want to place on the record. I think this would be for consideration moving forward more than anything. My client is concerned, there were some individuals that he was interested in potentially subpoenaing. He did not know their legal names. We would place on the record an objection and a request that the state provide legal names. I know the court's aware that oftentimes in institutions, the other inmates don't know each other's names. So we would request that the state provide.
Who are the names that the defendant knows? What's he know them by?
I know Javier Leper. I don't know how to spell his last name. I don't know the correct spelling, but I know he's on the video footage of being in front of the cell. So
All right.
he's.
All right, why don't we do this? Why don't you give whatever information you have and give it to the trooper and see if he can identify who these people are. Can we do that? Let's do it over lunch.
Okay.
Okay, I understand. Let's get the information to the trooper, and he'll do his best to identify the proper names and where they're located, trooper? What institution they're in?
I'll have to reach out to the prison.
That's fine. But he'll get that information to you over lunch, okay?
All right.
Anything
Over
else,
lunch.
Mr. Brenner?
Not this time.
All right, thank you, guys.
Be quick.
I'm going to talk to them about this. All right, I'll let you know.
Okay. And now they go to lunch. All right, so now we're going to see if we can jump to a court really quickly. We'll be back. We'll be back to court in 4. We need 14B District Court.
Now you want to handle it, Judge.
Hang on. Now we need to go back. How far? Can't see a dang thing here. Right here. Okay. I think we go right here. Because we have a familiar face that might show up here in just a second. Judge Washington, often referred to by the great Judge Cedric Simpson. Ah, there he is. Who's this guy in the top corner? Let me take a closer look. He looks suspiciously like Mr. Magoo.
Yes.
Why, in fact, it is Daniel Magoo. Live from the small room in the correctional facility. This was live just a few minutes ago, less than half an hour ago, so we're just a couple minutes behind. Back up in Michigan.
As soon as Ms. Woods returns, I'll call the Magoo matter.
Who wants to get Frank? Frank down, Frank 9, round up to the court, we'll go.
Okay, we'll need that to be quieter during the hearing. Who else is here? Who do we have? Robin Fetterman, Paris Allen on a green screen. Yeah, maybe, possibly even in a psych room. Do you guys know what a psych room is? Basically where the floor and the walls are all painted. Usually it's at least 2 walls and a floor, and it's got a curve between the two. So you can make everything around you disappear. You can put yourself anywhere in a virtual set. It's called a psych room. It's really cool. We have one in Winterville that I think Mr. Beast and Mariah Carey or something used not too long ago. Mr. Magoo seems to have the short haircut right now. We've seen longer hair on him. Not currently. Okay. Leroy showing off he's got the Apple iWatch, looking good. Actually, that's not. That's a cheap knockoff. I take it back. Leroy sound asleep now. A little lunchtime siesta. Never hurt anybody. Is that 2 watches? He's wearing 2 watches? No. No, Psych. CYC. Psych wall. We made one in my at college, Weber State. We had one for our virtual set. Say this carefully. Virtual set. We had a virtual set. I say it too fast and people are like, what? Anyway, it's a... It allows us to be seated in a newsroom that looked like something, CNN or ESPN or any other huge TV station built. Where in fact we were at a cheap little table that was probably built in the 70s. Mr. Magoo looks chillakin'. He looks quite calm, cool, and collected here. Mr. Fleming.
You don't put a diplomatic plate on a hoopty.
You don't. That's what he did, though. Leroy also looks quite relaxed. Mr. Magoo, last we heard he had been pro se for quite a while, and he sounds like he got a lawyer. Josh, possibly. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be super tricky. Let's see. (14B) District Court.
I'm not going to argue about semantics here.
I'm not going to argue about semantics either. Just a second. We need Mr. Magoo. I'm going to see if I can bring it on a different channel. Mr. Magoo. We're waiting for Miss Wood. Oh, we're waiting forever. Holy cow.
Wait, let me go in here and see if I can. I'm sorry, what?
If you go, that's fine. If you go back in, let them know that I can't send them down back in because she also, then I would have to move them all to a different room.
Well, they're not. Can you respond? No, Miss Woods needs to come back out.
Okay, we're going to try it this way.
Please. Can you do that or no?
I can try to force it.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, here she is. There's going to be a tiny, tiny little pop. See if I can.
All right. The court will call the case of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Magoo. Case number 25S00289.
Tiffany Woods for the people. Allison Muller here on behalf of Daniel Magoo. Mr. Magoo, can you please state your name?
Good afternoon, Daniel Magoo.
Good afternoon.
Ooh, good mic there.
All right. We're here for an adjourned pretrial in this case.
Yes, Your Honor. After talking with Mr. Magoo, I do have a request of the court, and we had conversations with Mr. Magoo about this, but basically what's happening, I understand there was an attorney breakdown with his felony attorney from my office and him on his felony matter, so he's just recently been reassigned to Mr. Drukas. Mr. Magoo today is requesting that my office withdraw from this case, also given the same reasons, and what he thinks might be our inability to work together, and also his preference that Mr. Drukas handle all of his matters. I let him know it doesn't necessarily work like that, and unless he's, stating there's an attorney-client breakdown, then the court might not grant that. But I did want the court to know that that is his request.
Is there an attorney-client relationship breakdown or no?
Your Honor, we've only been adjourning at this point because we thought that the global resolution might be possible. I still think that's possible. I think I'm able to represent him and obtain a global if it is possible. And if at one point we learn that it's not, then I'll certainly transition into trying to resolve this matter. So from my stance, there's not an attorney-client breakdown. And I did indicate that, well, Mr. Work spoke with Mr. Magoo and indicated that. But I understand it's still Mr. Magoo's request for our office to be taken off. And so he asked that I address it to the court. And again, we've explained to him that it probably will not be granted unless he's claiming attorney-client breakdown, which I'm not sure if he is or is not.
Ms. Woods?
Judge, I'm trying to look through my notes. I don't see that anyone's requested a global offer. I'm more than happy to see if that's something we can do. I know this has been being adjourned based on his other felony cases. We did place a plea offer on the record. That was back in July. And then it's just been being adjourned to see what happens with his felony case. No one's ever come for a global or requested us to work out anything other than waiting to see what happens to the felony. Like, I guess they assumed it was going to be dismissed or not go to preliminary exam. I'm not sure.
Ms. Woods, I'm sorry if you weren't included in any emails. His attorney with my office, Alex Warren Green, was, I believe, coordinating with the prosecutor at the felony stage. And if there was a global, I hopefully would have included this, but I'll certainly reach out to you directly about the global.
So you're out of the loop, Ms. Woods.
An argument was made on his behalf back in September 15th, along with everything that the prosecutor just said, for a bond reduction, which I granted at the request of his counsel at that time. And as you have indicated, Ms. Moeller, defendant indigent is not able to determine who their attorney is going to be. That is assigned based on the assignment office. And at this point in time, if you're saying there's not a breakdown, I'm not understanding. He doesn't get to just say that this attorney, he wants to have the same attorney. That's not how that works, Mr. Magoo. Is there something you wanted to say, sir?
It was in reference to the global resolution that I apparently the prosecuting attorney, Ms. Woods, has not received anything on. I just thought it would be, I thought having Alex and also Ms. Moeller representing me in both of my cases would have some kind of cohesive approach, but being that there was a breakdown in my felony case with the public defender's office, I just wanted to really simplify things and reduce the confusion with, obviously there's a confusion with who's messaging who on the global resolution. So I just thought it would be simpler and better for me.
Thank you. I can appreciate you thinking that, but that's not how it works, unfortunately, sir. So what I'm going to do at this time is I'm going to continue counsel as counsel is. Ms. Moeller, when we come back the next time, you should have had communications with everybody as to what's going on with the global resolution, including his new attorney. Is that Mr. Drukas?
It is, Your Honor, and that's set for this week, I believe tomorrow.
Before Judge Washington?
I'll put this over to October 16th. That's Thursday, right?
It's a couple weeks out.
Yep.
3 weeks.
October 16th, 2025 at 9:00 a.m. And hopefully we have a global resolution by then. The bond will be continued, as I said it last time. He has a 1,010% on this. I'm not sure what's going on the other matter, but he has a GPS tether if he's released on this case, which he can be.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
So respectful.
And then on this one, I need more than 20.
Much different tone than normal. All right. All right. That was it. That was it. He's not getting along with his attorneys very well. Wanted to sort of consolidate and have a different one represent him. But there wasn't a breakdown. It's just he had a preference. That's not how court works. It's a great day for global resolution. Happy birthday. Happy birthday in advance. World peace is our gift to you. A global resolution usually involves all the cases, all the pending cases wrapped into one, and say, can we just can we take care of everything at once with a deal? Might happen. All right, Josh, you said something happening in Simpsons right now as well. I'm not sure if it's still available. What, let's see. It's the whole video. And it's going to be... Okay, 1 second. Okay. So I can try to take care of that one. Just cut off the first 40 minutes of nothing. Okay, I remember her. That means we need to try over here. We are on lunch right now. Maybe we'll take a quick lunch break. We're going to come back to Warren County Courtroom 4 for the opening statements. Let's see, those will be... We'll keep that going where it is for Judge Simpson. Hang on, I'm trying to find where we're at. Warren County. Let's bring this over on 7. Someone's about to catch a whooping. I heard that, whoever that was. Let me get the sound turned up. There we go. Okay, Warren County is set to go. It was 4, right? We were in courtroom 4, Josh?
I was told counsel wanted to see me at sidebar.
That is 4. Okay. Okay, we're ready there. That will continue when we get back. With sound on. All right, now we're good. All right, I will watch Paint Drive. It's on this channel, says Wogger. Wogger, love you. Love you. Thank you so much. We're all set. We're all set. We're grabbing Simpson right now, but it's going to take 2 hours and 2.5 hours to, well, about 2 hours to grab all of that. What is the Magoo case? What are his charges? He was sov sit, pro se, driving without license, resisting arrest, and I think he got like an assault charge, assaulting an officer. It escalated. Basically, him not wanting to have a driver's license or refusing to pay tax on his car, whatever it was, escalated into felony charges and a whole stack of court cases. And then, you know, in court, he didn't start off on the right foot. He really did terribly in front of Judge Simpson. Ended up getting, I think, incarcerated briefly for that, then brought back out. It's been a deal, and we've been with him quite a bit. He's sort of on a new foot now. I think he's starting to accept that he needs legal representation because he can't do it himself. He doesn't know how to work the system, and I think he's looking for resolution on all his cases. But months in prison, months in prison, months in jail, where he didn't need to be. Ruth Presley celebrating a Monday off by catching my favorite RA channel. Thank you very much, Ruth. Welcome. Thanks for having my back, supporting the program. He overstood too close to the sun. Yes. Oh my goodness. He doesn't understand anything because that puts you beneath someone. He overstands. The terminology game. It's mind-numbingly crazy. Amber, you did send me an update from Mathis. I was reading. I got 4 pages in. It's gripping. It's actually gripping. In the Maya case, which we followed many a year ago now, the Maya trial down there in Florida with J Hatch. There's an issue that is going to be resolved here soon. Tomorrow, I think in front of Judge Carroll. They're fighting over $4 million. Like $4 million. I thought it was 220. The $4 million particularly is some of the money that I believe J Hatch had to put up in escrow, like small amounts as we go along, just to make sure that everything was working right. But they had to put up some money, and it went to Anderson Glenn, the lawyer. We know that Anderson and Whitney had a falling out, and that's been ugly. And accusations back and forth and lawsuits back and forth. But there's this $4 million that Anderson Glenn apparently had in a account that the court wants to have moved to a different account, one that the court has like a closer eye on, instead of one that the Andersons have. And there are some claims made about the $4 million, about whether or not it was earned income, about whether it was taxed, about whether it was used as collateral for a home purchase for the Andersons. And the way I look at this, any way you look at it, the law firm might be in a little bit of trouble. Either with taxation or with the bar. It doesn't look good right now for the $4 million. But the money is still there. It's not like the money is gone, but it might have been put up as collateral or pledged for a home purchase, which it shouldn't be if it wasn't earned income. And if it wasn't earned income, it should have paid taxes on it, which there wasn't. And it wasn't moved to the right account. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there. Anyway, if you're following that case, there's some new filings. And thank you, Matthias, for that one. Appreciate the updates. I might dig a little deeper into that. All right, where are we at? I was way back. Lawyers need to get their act together for that girl. Yeah, I think it's getting closer for sure. I think jail time has calmed him down. Maybe jail looks good on him. Anderson, Whitney, messy divorce. It was. Molly says, I have jury duty tomorrow. Wish me luck that I get chosen. I've always wanted to serve. Okay, Molly, how can we help? Let me tell you. First of all, you might have to admit in court, if they ask, that you do, in fact, watch the Recovery Addict channel on YouTube and you follow courts day in and day out. No shame in that. But I would say only if they ask. This is not something like, is there anything I need to know about you that you feel important to bring? It's not. It doesn't rise to that level. But if they ask, do you watch true crime on YouTube or something like that? Drop in the channel name would be appreciated, Molly. But generally, here's the rule of thumb. The more you talk, the less a chance there is you're going to be on the jury. But you are required, and we do support the notion that you should answer all questions truthfully. And if they ask you a question and you have something that they show is an interest to them, and you have something to say, you need to say it. So, there you know. The more you know, the better chance you have. Also, I guess be there early. I know it's sort of random, but if you get there late, they do assign numbers differently, and some people shuffle, and you want to be there early, because the last person in gets added to the back of the list, and the odds you get picked, it might be a little, but only if they ask. So, Molly, the best thing you can do is say, don't show like an exuberance. Don't be like gleeful. Don't be like the heel clicking, clapping the hands together. Yay, I got picked type thing. That's also a bad look. But just say I've never been picked for jury service before. I wasn't expecting this, but it's civil service. Just like a flatline like approach to it. And don't like, not too much with anything else. Do what Greeners, no, not quite what Greeners did. Play it cool. Answer the questions. Don't stand out, like, unless you're supposed to, unless they ask you to. You're going to do great. And then afterwards, tell us all about it. Like after, not like during. Wouldn't it be horrible if everyone who watches Recovery Addict could not be on a jury? That would be terrible, because we, I think, are better jurors than many because of what we learn. Don't ask if they have jury verdict music. You might inquire immediately about the pay. That would probably disqualify you as well. And how soon do we get paid? When are paydays? Is it daily? And maybe if they have questions, you can say, okay, what meals are covered, and do you have treats? You can make that like your go-to. Put it on the judge. And then if they say they don't provide meals, you can list all the courts that do. So maybe negotiate your pay. Maybe when they say the pay is $20 a day, you can say, I can do 30. Just try to throw that out there. See if you can get a little bump. A little bump in the pay. No, seriously, Molly, on a serious note, I'm excited you got picked, and good luck to you. You're going to do great if you get picked. No more pro tips. They're terrible, all of them. You can volunteer, bring deviled eggs. Don't ask if the jury pay is off the books, if they can do it in cash. I guess that's also bad. Do you pay in Bitcoin? Do you drug test? How does Greener stay off the naughty list? He's just right on the edge. He rides the line. He knows the right words to say after he crosses the line. Bring your own verdict browse. How are the Brewers doing? I haven't seen. I don't know. Let me know. Make sure they have verdict music. All right. We've got a case that we're going to try to catch all of for Judge Simpson, which we'll probably use during the early out or downtime during Warren. But other than that, we've got half an hour for lunch. Let's do a quick half-hour lunch, and we'll be back with Warren County opening statements, which are right now. I mean, just this. We're not missing anything right now. Let me see what our time frame is. 2, and it's noon. He's going till 4. Yeah, I've got to take a break, especially with all the songs. In case I made a mistake and played a song I shouldn't have played, I need to take a break because this one will get struck, and then I'll be back. But I played lots of songs, so we'll see what happens. Lunchtime it is. Any objections? I was gonna share something. Can I brag about my son? My middle son right now. I've got 5 boys. The middle one, I'm not going to exclude the others. The middle one competed in a physical fitness tournament, Ninja Warrior style.
I saw
over the weekend.
I saw a chicken
on Saturday. Went to Raleigh. Tons of competition, and he had never even been to this new gym. He walks in, it's like the gym was like 5 times the size of the one he trains at. Everything was just different, just completely different than he'd ever been on. But Ninja Warrior competition, in his age bracket, I think there were about a dozen competitors, and he speed ran the course. And by speed running, it's basically the first obstacle. You have to you're supposed to jump and do all this whatever, and he instead did a standing long jump from the start right to the end. he skipped, and it cuts down tons of time. He just leaped the whole distance. He flew and did that and just aced it when he's supposed to like vault over something and land it. He did a front flip over it and just caught it and running. He was just he showed everybody else up. His time was 20 seconds faster than the next competitor. But on one of the landings, he stepped backwards off the landing after he landed it, and that deducted him a point. So he took second place. But speed ran the course, it was really cool. So, and new shoes helped. Yes, he did have new shoes, which are very grippy, so that helps. I think, I'm not going to give it out because it does show, lots of family, but it was filmed it was on their Facebook channel or something, the Facebook page for the gym. I think it was Rock Solid Gym in Raleigh. If you guys want to dig it up, you can do that. But anyway, so congrats to him. That's all. I just wanted to brag on him a little bit because I couldn't do that. All right, we're gonna go to lunch. We're gonna be back in like 10 minutes. 10 minutes for court to start. Tonight when you go home, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe through Go Live. We got this one right here. Till we go live in about 10 minutes. That's it. I've got 10 minutes. Oh, I'll portal us there. How about that? There we go. Portal is set up. We're going to go live at about 1:10. It'll give us 5 minutes before the jury comes in to get started. There's not much time. I mean, Uber Eats can't get to you that quick. I'm just saying, we're just going to be in and out. I have to do it because of the timelines, but we're going to be over 6 hours, and I need to be able to cut things out earlier. All right, there you have it. You guys be good. Have a great lunch. I'm going to go grab some leftovers out of the fridge, and I'll be right back. See you in about 10 minutes. Bye-bye.